What's up, guys?
Hello, hello.
Oh, look at that.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Living the life.
Wow, what a room. You guys are looking awesome. Oh my God, this is way beyond what I expected.
His jersey room is way more epic than mine.
Well, I mean, your closet's behind you, right?
Yes, it's not open because it throws even more light than the horrible light right above my head. So
Yeah, mine, I'm trying to compete. It's not an accident the doors are open, but I mean, that's like, you guys both have awesome displays. I love the Ducksworth Law Firm D5 Ducks banner there.
Sick?
That's really cool. That is very, very cool. And man, like that hall, are you in like an office space 24/7 with like your
No, this is
jerseys, or is
so
that
I bought a house, and this is a spare room, and you know, I don't have a significant other, probably because of this, and you know, who needs a spare guest room when you have a rack of jerseys?
yeah, props to the 9/11 style jersey. That's really
noticing.
dope. Yep, for sure. And do you prefer I continue to refer to you as 24/7, or do you want a first name basis or anything like that?
Yeah, my first name is Mike.
All right.
Call me whatever you want.
And Zach, I noticed from the name. That's cool.
yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right. And have you guys met each other? Do you know each other just on Reddit or Discord, or?
So Zach and I both play trombone, and we went to the same college. So we met through college. He was kind of the progenitor of the collection that you see behind me. He was the one that told me what a fake was, what wasn't a fake, what a good price was for a jersey. So I would go to thrift stores, and he would tell me what was good or not, and I just kept accumulating.
I was his real-time legit check.
Yes, he was.
It's also fun too, Zach, right? Where you get to spend other people's money.
Yes. Like I live vicariously through him. Like he's like, look what I found today. I'm like, I'm a big dude, so I'm kind of limited in what jerseys I can wear all the time. So it's like, I'm like, yes, buy that, because if I didn't, weigh as much as I did, I'd wear that too.
Oh, that's fantastic. I ski a lot, and sometimes you want people that ski exactly like you so that you can do all the same runs on the mountain, and you have like a partner in crime on the chairlift, and they help you carry the beers in your pocket while you're getting to the next run. And then in Jersey world, it's both good and bad to have friends that are the same size, because on the one hand, you always have a trade partner, which is good, right, like if you're the right size or whatnot. But if you happen to have those similar tastes, that it's like, okay, well, I got it last time, I'll give you first dibs this time. So hopefully you guys have remained friends through this addictive hobby that we all love so much.
So the jersey collection started as a superstition. So it started with, so I am a Sabres fan, and the hockey gods must hate when I wear a Sabres jersey because they always lose. So I thought it would be a good idea to get one team for each other, or one jersey for each other team in the league, and see if I could trick the jersey gods into thinking, oh, no, he's not a Sabres fan anymore. Now he's a fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are playing the Sabres tonight. So we'll make the Toronto Maple Leafs lose. And that hasn't really worked. So I do try to get to Sabres games at least once or twice a year. Their tickets are dirt cheap at this point because of the product on the ice, depending on who we're playing. If we're playing Toronto, then never mind, I'm not going to the game. But yeah, I mean, it is a fun experience to go to a couple games. I think Zach and I have been to a couple games together in our years past. It's just, when the product of the ice is the way that the Sabres have been playing for the past 10 years, it's why would I put myself through that almost?
I mean, it doesn't matter how bad the team is on the ice. I love Rick Jeanneret. I think he is the greatest announcer in hockey. I think isn't this going to be his last season too?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh man, it feels like he's almost retired a couple times just to try to, you know, stay around. You can just tell he's just so passionate about the team and the game. So
and he had a bout with throat cancer for a bit too. So they thought he was going to retire because of that.
For sure.
And then he came back. He was doing half a season, then he came back more full time, and I guess he did his 50th anniversary last year, which was great. You saw all the calls, all the memories of Sabres goals past with Legion of Doom and the Pominville goal and Now Do You Believe and all that fun stuff. And it's kind of sad that we haven't gotten him a cup. Like I would have loved to hear him call. No goal aside, that's really the only memory in recent Sabres past of a good run. And I wanted to see him call something. I hope if he's alive and kicking around and the Sabres do well in the next 5-6 years, he comes back and calls a playoff game, because I think the fans and he needs that.
Yeah, amen to that. It reminds me a lot of like Tommy Lasorda of the Dodgers, who basically got carted out there when the Dodgers were winning the World Series because he was like just so deserving, and like he's part of the franchise. Like you can't deny it, right? And have you guys, if you haven't, I highly recommend, there's this documentary that's 30 minutes long on YouTube called Top Shelf.
Top Shelf, I have a copy.
Nice. Yeah. Ironically or coincidentally, there's this jersey seller called Top Shelf Threads, and he's a huge Sabres fan as well. So
yes, he was your first guest on the podcast. He
was,
right?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Another Mike from Buffalo.
That's right. That's I was like, when you said your name, I was like, okay, I'll remember that. Wait, no, I already know a Mike from Buffalo who loves hockey.
I'm still in Buffalo. He left town.
So all right, that's how it is. Well, let me ask you guys something, because you're both huge Jersey fans. You go to games when you can. Do you spend time like me considering like what jersey you're going to wear to the game for either like hopefully getting on TV, or maybe like hopefully starting up a conversation with somebody in the fans because they're going to like see your jersey and want to talk to you about it? Do you guys do that? Mike, you're nodding your head. So is that something like, you process, you open the closet, you're like, what to wear? This is my problem today. It's stuff like that.
The closet, he opens the room.
As you can see behind me, my guest room is my walk-in closet. So I always try to pick a jersey if I'm going to a game. Usually my rule of thumb is to wear a jersey of the opposite team of a player that currently plays for the Sabres, if I can swing that. If I can't swing that, I do the opposite. I wear a Sabres jersey of a player that played for the team that we're playing. If I can't do that, I text Zach and I say, who the hell do I wear tonight? And it's kind of a debate that we go through and say, all right, so who are we playing? Why are we playing it? Are they doing any fun at the stadium tonight? Maybe is like the specific date in Sabres history, does that matter for something? And then if nothing is coming up for any of those, I usually go off the wall and I wear like a Buffalo Buttes jersey or an Amerks jersey or something random from the closet that hasn't seen the light of day in a while. So it's always a fun experience. I actually have this really blossomed out of the job that I hold right now. We do casual Fridays, and the first Friday that I worked there, I said, is hockey jerseys considered too casual, or can I wear that? And they said, no, that's fine. So I have been keeping a tally. I have a spreadsheet of all the jerseys that I have. And the last column of that is a checkbox to see if I have worn it to work yet. And if I have not worn it to work, it is eligible. And if I have worn it to work, it is not eligible. I have not recycled a jersey yet. So it's a fun
freaking love that. I've definitely heard of the jersey spreadsheets, but never a column for have I worn this to work on casual Friday yet. And I love how someone in HR is probably like, sure, what's the harm in telling him to wear a hockey jersey, not knowing you have like 200 plus at home, just like ready to go.
Well, Mike, you've got to tell them about how we met the Buffalo Buttes as a result of your work.
Oh, cool.
Oh, no.
This is an amazing story.
Oh, my God.
You don't have to go into too much detail at the end, but
I'll go into as much detail as we probably should on a podcast. So the job that I hold, we had a summer intern, and one of those summer interns was a hockey player. She was a beaut, Paige Harrington, number 2 defenseman, tallest player on the ice, awesome person, great to have a conversation with hockey with. So she told me that her team had a game that night and she wanted me to go. So I said, all right, sure, I'll go. So I texted Zach and I said, hey, do you want to come down and go to a Buttes game? He said, yeah. So we went down. Where did we go get? Did we go to Chipotle? Where did we go to get Lloyd? We went to Lloyd.
Oh God. Oh, I forgot about this part of the story.
We went to Lloyd Taco.
A local burrito joint. Yeah.
Best tacos in
this
Buffalo.
is embarrassing.
Oh, so good. But you go to a taco place, and one of the side effects of going to a taco place is flatulence. So we were driving. She said, so not only did we go to the game, she said, come over to my place after the game and we'll have a party. We'll go out and do some stuff. I'm like, all right, dope. That's great. So we go to the game. Game was fun. I can't remember who won or lost. But then she sent me her address and we went to her house, and it was literally a bunch of Buffalo Buttes that owned a house in Buffalo during the season that they could crash at. So we went, and they were playing. What were they playing? They were flip a quarter on a pizza box with squares written on it.
I can't remember what the game was. It was it was essentially like a truth or dare type thing with like a coin flip. I don't know.
Lots of hazy remembrance from Zach. I love where this story's going. Okay.
So anyways, there was a for personal reasons, there was a one square on the pizza box because there were Buffalo Buttes players, which were all girls. There was the one trans player, Brownie, and then there was one other dude that one of the other Buttes had invited. And on the pizza box was kiss one of the guys. So I flipped a quarter and it landed on kiss one of the guys. So my choices were Zach or this other random guy. So I had to kiss him on the cheek. And then when it circled back around to me again, I flipped it into the same exact spot.
Oh my God, so this is like the square set up for you, and you keep getting it.
I should have better memories of that night, but instead I kissed a guy twice.
Well, then they invited us to go out to the club, and Mike tried to go in with his jersey on, and the bouncer rejected him because he was wearing his jersey.
You're skipping a part of the story, Zach.
So he mentioned the burritos. So the girls are like, hey, we're going to this club downtown. You guys want to go? We're like, sure. They're like, all right, we got to figure out how to get down there if we're going to Uber or whatever. And Mike's like, well, I can drive some of you. Literally, Mike had a Chevy Cruze, like a sedan. The whole team, like, piles in this sedan that we've since filled with, like, taco fart. And like on laps, like on top of people on laps, like it was ridiculous. We drove like 5 minutes downtown and like we piled out literally like a clown car. And I just looked at Mike. I'm like, I can't believe they're riding in here and it smells awful. And then like nobody said anything and it was even more awkward. Not to mention the awkwardness of the game before. And then Mike getting rejected at the door by the bouncer because he was wearing a hockey jersey. And
so then I took the jersey off and I was wearing a white undershirt, and the bouncer again stops me and says, no plain white t-shirts. What policy is
just
that?
Can't win, Mike. You just can't win.
It was it was a very fun night, but it was a bad night.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Our Butte story exposed.
All right. Well, let's get on to the reason we're all together too. Before we let everybody else in on this happy hour, we've got about 10 minutes left. And I thought with a last question to both of you, it would just be kind of like, why? Why did you decide to make this superlatives quiz? Like, did you guys just come up with it one night and thought it would be fun? I'm just curious, like, there's the casual cruising of Reddit subs and looking at pictures online. And then there's a whole other thought process that goes into, I'm going to start an award show based off of hockey jerseys and have everyone up to now we're over 300 people vote on some of the best designs and best patches and whatnot. So
We're
take
over
me through that
650.
process. Wow.
Well, over 650 people voted. So yeah, so Sabres fans don't have a lot to talk about on the ice, so we have a lot to talk about off the ice. So it started when I had made one of my patented jersey messages for the sub, and it was the Return to Royal message that I made. And I posted that to the Sabres Twitter. They were having a sweepstakes giveaway, and I don't know if it was because of that or a lucky draw, but I won a free royal blue jersey out of that sweepstakes, which was great.
Nice.
So when it arrived, Zach and I were texting each other back and forth. I was sending him pictures, up close pictures of that beautiful textured crest and the inside of the collar with the Buffalo City flag on it. And we were just gushing over this jersey. And I casually mentioned, we clearly have by far the most improved jersey from last year to this year. And then that kind of started a conversation of, what other superlatives are out there? Like, I started it as like a Westminster dog show. Like, what's the best in show? And we batted around a couple ideas. What looks most like a Walmart jersey was one of my favorite ones that came out of that. Most likely to cause blindness was fun. And we just batted around a couple ideas. I messaged the mods and this was, I actually have the date that we started this conversation. It was November 23rd, 2020. So we're coming up on a year since this idea happened. So I messaged the mods on Reddit. I don't know who responded. Probably Dex. I'm just going to blame Dex. He said, by all means, go ahead and do it. So we waited until I actually forgot about it. And then we waited until the season was more approaching, and we decided to let the community vote and decide who is the best in show, who is the most improved jersey, who is the best reverse retro, which is a very contentious vote, I'll say.
Yeah, sweet. And you recruited this GuitarGuy93 to help you set it up, or was he just by this point guilty by association through all your history of fandom and jerseyness?
Zach, why don't you answer that?
I think it was mostly guilty by association, although I did help some, but Mike is really like the Google Forms and like Excel wizard. I was, I guess I would say I was more of an idea guy, just like helping come up with the superlatives. And like, when we were first tossing the idea around, like, I was like throwing out the ideas of like, okay, what jerseys would fit in what categories. Shout out to the Red Wings reverse retro for Walmart jersey. Not confirmed yet. We'll talk about that later, but that was my pick like immediately. Yeah, I was mostly an idea guy, but Mike did a lot of the legwork on making it happen, and I'm glad we did, because I think it's an awesome idea, and new jerseys and stuff come out every year, so it'd be fun to do annually or at least often.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the beginning of a really good idea that can keep going for years moving forward, especially just for example, the Seattle Kraken broke the record for most new jerseys sold already. And jerseys in general are way up in terms of buying power and sales. It's pretty incredible. And I mean, not to mention, next year's edition might be able to include the Olympics, because we've got that in February. So we get a whole other batch of jerseys aside from what the NHL is going to be putting out that we get to talk about. So that's pretty cool too. So I'm really excited to see this continue, and also to hear these year's winners for sure. So
maybe we do some historical ones. Maybe we do team specific ones. There's an AHL. There's so many.
Yeah, so true.
There's so many opportunities for this, and it's sure, it's my idea, but it's really the community that did the voting, that did the nominations. 653, I believe it ended up being. People voted in this. Obviously, I believe the three of us. I don't know, Fan. Do I call you Dan? What do I call you?
You can call me Dan. That's fine.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure the three of us did. So 650 other people voted in this, which is incredible. I was not expecting that many people. When it skyrocketed to 300 people, I was very happy. And then I was able to post it on the Our Hockey sub, and it just exploded. So I'm very happy with the way that it turned out, and I will definitely be doing these more often in the future.
Nice, glad to hear it. So I'm not going to try to moderate this too much. We all know how well a job James Franco did at the Oscars. So if I do as good of a job as him, I'll try to casually keep us on track, but in reality, it's just going to be a shit show. And that's kind of like the plan here. You know, I've tried to at least feel good about myself by setting up an order of events, but we'll sidetrack, and that's totally fine. All the rules of this, like of the Discord and Reddit, apply to this call. You know, respect each other. Just don't be an idiot or a bigot or a racist, and we'll have a good time. And if you are, we'll see you later. We'll kick you from this call. And
ban you from the Discord and Reddit. So
that's right.
What about razzing Bruins fans?
That's totally allowed. I'm gonna
Yes.
just say that right off.
That's why
the
they
bat.
exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't think Bruins fans should be allowed. But
And
Every group needs a punching bag.
yeah, that's true. And you know, I just thought before we got into the results of the awards show, which have over 350 votes, which is like
Over 650.
Sorry, 650.
that's even more.
Like,
I mean, that is
That's
over
even better.
350.
that is
That's true.
you're
That's
right.
more than 350.
That's lawyer
That's
speak.
super impressive. Like, that's really, really good. So we can all, like, what's crazy to me is 24/7's been telling me during the week too that like there's votes that are crazy close. Like, you'd think with that many it would get like you'd
Like,
start to see the differences, but it's coming right down to the wire, which is impressive.
Yeah, third place in one of the categories was decided by one vote.
Wow. So before we got into that, I thought we'd all loosen up and do some icebreakers with, you know, some of the other news that's come out over the course of the summer and off season with just what we think of the rumors out there or the official news of certain things. So how I thought we'd do this is, I think we're all familiar enough with like the jerseys that have come out, but just in case, you know, we're not, I have like a really janky PowerPoint presentation of just images of the jerseys so that we can look at them while we're talking about them. And I thought what we would do is just go through the jerseys that have been announced and what we think of them. And after that, maybe talk a little bit about the news that we know advertising's coming to jerseys, and maybe a little bit of discussion into this whole green initiative that's happening now with Adidas with the Prime Green situation. And then we'll get into the results of the awards. So if everyone's cool with that, I'll just go from having us chatting like this and share screen, and we'll get into it. Maybe Shane, you can kick us off because you're wearing one of these. But
I wasn't prepared for this.
that's okay. No, don't worry about it. But
Whoa.
you know, we've got the St. Louis Blues Winter Classic, which is one of the two Winter Classic jerseys. So what do we all think about it? Do we like it? Do we hate it? Do we want to burn it? What's
Love
up?
it.
The fact that I already own it and I'm wearing it probably just.
And maybe you bought it to burn.
Maybe, but I mean, I do have the other St. Louis. I love the cream. If anyone
Oh,
knows
yeah.
anything about me, I love cream jerseys and just cream in any aspect. Like, I think the Wild should use cream as their away jerseys 100%, but they don't, and it's really unfortunate. But I think it is just so perfect. It just is. It's an old school jersey, and it looks really good with the Adidas like Winter Classic color. I really like it. The felt on the logo, great. The chain stitching is just such a nice touch too. I mean, they have that on the other one too, but
Yeah. I like
I'm
these.
excited with the numbers too.
And I don't know if it's probably just a coincidence, but when the All-Star game was in Minnesota, they did, the authentic ones had the felt as well. And they also had these frilled collars, which I thought were like a super cool touch to it. And I really like that how that combination of the felt and the collar really works together.
What kind of customization is that?
That's single
It's
layer
like
embroidered.
Embroidered.
felt.
That's interesting. Makes me want to get the jersey. The customization alone makes me want to get that jersey.
Makes
now
you
that I
want to
see
get
it.
a factory customized jersey because usually those are done right for the Winter
Yeah.
Classics, and they're a hell of a lot cheaper than getting them done through Libby or EPS.
It should be easier to strip too.
I mean,
Says Jared is
As-
stripping a jersey.
As I'm sitting here fumbling through a triple layer stitched Blues jersey.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think the Heritage Classic Blues jersey and this Winter Classic Blues jersey should be their full-time home and away set. I am not a fan of the current set that the Blues are wearing. There's too many shades of blue. It's messy. There's black. The home crest is darker than the away crest. It's just busy. So I think this is clean, and I think the Heritage Classic jersey is clean as well. So that's my vote.
I mean, I'm a fan of
Absolutely.
busy, so I want them to go back to the clown. So
Oh, like what I
No,
have
the
on.
trumpet
I was
concept.
gonna say, yeah,
Oh,
we need to
God,
get
no.
those
Oh, yeah,
trumpets
that's-
really coming.
clowns with trumpet as an alt.
I will buy one of those day one.
My eyes will die if they go to the trumpet jerseys.
Yeah, that would be like sunglasses mandatory if you wore those things.
We'll put that on the next superlatives, most likely to cause blindness.
Hypothetical superlatives, yeah.
I
The
mean,
teal flyers.
Oh God.
right. Well, let's move on to what I've nicknamed the professor jersey because of these amazing shoulder pads, elbow
Oh my
pads.
God.
Double
Band-Aids.
reinforced.
It is band-aids. They're big
The
band-aids.
Band-Aids, I love
Ooh,
it.
I like that.
Maple syrup St. Paul jersey.
Thrown on there.
I
hate
call it the
personally.
Elliot Friedman jersey, just
Personally,
because of the
Oh.
Minneapolis word mark.
Yeah.
That looks like the sort of thing he would write out.
Mupples.
Okay,
Nipples.
nothing bothers
Nashville
me on this
versus
jersey
Carolina,
as much as the
NASCAR.
stupid period after the MPLS.
Yeah.
Why is it there? You don't need a period after MPLS. Everybody knows it stands for Minneapolis. It's not Saint. It's not like Mister.
No, it stands for
It's-
Maple Leafs.
Why doesn't Paul have down?
It throws off the spacing. It's horrible. Just drop the period.
Is the M and the N in the crest chain stitched? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It
That's
is.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it does look
And I
really cool.
believe
That's got
state
one thing
is
going
felt,
for it there.
right?
Like if
The
you
state is
zoom
felt, I
in,
believe, yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
That's really nice.
oh, that full kit is nice.
yeah.
Can't wait till they go on clearance for $40.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what I'm waiting.
that's what I'm
And I
buying.
will be
Except for
getting
the
one. then.
NFL.
I don't think the
style
Blues one
C.
will. I don't think the Blues will.
Oh,
I
no,
think
that's
that
gonna
one
sell out.
will. That will sell out. That's why I got
Yep.
it.
I love the old school leather look on this Minneapolis kit. That's kind of
The,
cool.
the whole kit looks sick like that, eh?
I like too how like Flurry with the Blackhawks is going with like the
Yep.
brown pads.
I
Me
Like
too.
like
Yeah.
I'm a simp like for that old school like leather look. Like I think that's sick. Like all that should be like a Winter Classic and Heritage Classic requirement. I just think it looks cool.
Yeah, I
Oh, like-
agree.
I just also really think that stripe above the chest is above the MPLS is unnecessary. Like
That's
kill that
100%.
stripe.
That
kill the
stripe
double
ruins it.
stripes on the
It
sleeves
kills-
too, and
It kills because the logo's too low with that stripe up there. I feel like
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
more on your stomach than it is on your chest. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Maybe it's just because the stripe's there and that just makes it look more like that. But like if that stripe wasn't there, I think it would just be a lot better. Also, the captaincy is just completely like it's like this big. On
Yeah.
it's
It
the
was
NFL.
smushed in the
It
corner.
is, like,
Looks
it's so
exactly like the
tiny. It's like, and
NFLC.
that's, it's like what? Why? Like it's just give the C some room, man.
Let it breathe, eh?
Like literally, it's so tiny. Like you're not gonna be
Yeah.
able to see that
No,
on the ice.
who said it's like the captaincy on NFL jerseys? Because I totally
I
agree
did.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
it's a cool
Need the
font,
stars.
but no, it doesn't
Also,
work.
are the
stars below it.
shoulders like thinner? Are the shoulders really thin on those? I don't know if I'm tripping.
I think so.
They look thin, yeah.
Well, that's the first time I've seen sort of the old school style, like big block shoulders on an Adidas. Because normally, the shoulder yoke takes up the entirety of the dimples, and then if they go for a full yoke, they have a small patch to fill it out, but this one they've thinned it to make it look like an older style, like a big block shoulder.
I don't think any other jersey Adidas has made uses that shoulder patch or like that shoulder style. Sorry. And I don't think I've like noticed it until now, but
Yeah.
All right.
Is the Wild jersey going to be another Christmas classic?
That's what I was gonna ask Leo. Is like, do we have another candidate for Christmas jersey? You know,
it's very Christmassy. That is tan though, correct? Like that is like the cream color, not. Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's cream and not white.
It looks like peppermint stripes.
Ah,
I just want to say I'm buying this jersey solely because of the shoulder pads or the elbow pads.
Be careful though. Quality control might give you one on the front.
Yeah. Somebody had one like where it was on the front. It was like, what happened there?
Adidas.
2 on 1 side, please.
I want to see someone do this.
All over again.
I want to see someone strip them, not because they should. Well, I mean, they should. They absolutely should. They shouldn't be on there. But like, it would ruin the jersey. But I do want to. I feel like they're strippable, and I want to see if someone can strip them.
They're jersey potatoes.
They're just bad. Like, don't do it. Don't ruin your jersey. But if you get one of these at like Ross for like $15, like in a year from now,
For science.
absolutely for science, strip the band-aids off, please.
Jared will do it on the podcast.
Yes, I'll strip them off.
No, you know what they
feel
look like?
Look good,
Just without it, it would look so much better.
ooh.
Release it.
You did. You can buy it.
I love that Space Needle anchor.
I
10
do
out
too.
of 10.
It's very clever.
Cool.
Yeah, for the podcast, we're looking at the Kraken jersey now. I love the red. Just the touch of red on those jerseys.
Oh, that tentacle detail coming up through the S, through the center of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like
Is
raised
that
up.
part of the patch or is that negative space?
That's
Looks like
negative
It
space.
is,
It's the base
Patch.
layer of the.
Oh, it is. Okay.
yeah, which
Yeah.
are now all twill instead of that stupid, dumb Adidas material that they were using
Hallelujah.
on, because like the Penguins crest had a huge amount of that, and it's terrible.
I was really glad the Sabres didn't have a jersey shoulder patch to ruin it.
Well, the shoulder patch now are also
Embroidered.
like fully embroidered. So
Yes. Finally.
Yeah, you just highlighted the thing that I hate the most about this jersey. So I can live with the number font because it's similar to the Sharks. So it's, in a sense, it is kind of a nautical themed font, but they just used a block font for the letters. And it just feels like they left something on the table. Like I was expecting a fisherman style kit of just something really wacky and fun to go with the rest of the jersey, but nope, you get a block font.
Imagine if the Kraken came out with like a wave style
Yeah, that's
alternate, just
that's
like
what I meant.
just like
I wouldn't
middle
be
finger to the
surprised.
Islanders. Like,
I
check
just
this
think
out.
That I think I understand why they didn't do anything crazy for the kit for the first jersey. It's their first jerseys, you know. You want to keep it nice, clean jerseys. Like they're really popular jerseys. I mean, like I already own one. Look at this. Like everyone, like in mail day for like the past like week, it's just like 100 fucking Kraken jerseys a day, and it's crazy.
if almost
Everyone's
we had a
getting
meta
them.
thread for that.
It's literally just there's Kraken.
No, but
after
mine's
Kraken after
special.
Kraken.
I stopped
that-
trying after about the first 5 that I told we had a meta post, and I was like, well,
Yeah. It honestly, the back of the jersey honestly looks like the Jets.
Yeah.
Ah,
A
Okay.
little bit.
I can kind of see it.
The font is definitely it. Well, to me, it's screaming
It's just
current
because
Jets.
it's just because it's more rounded than block really than most teams, because a lot of teams don't really go with that rounded font. I mean, I kind of see like almost the like the Flames flag font out of it. Just that's kind of what I instantly see. It's a little bit like longer, I feel like, but
The other
And it's
thing that
just it's just a Stussy, right? Like that's all it is, right? It's
Yeah.
just the
Pretty
S that
much.
we all drew in middle school.
yeah.
Yeah, for
The,
sure.
the other funny thing is that's a unique shade of navy, and to my knowledge, only one other team has ever worn it. Good thing it's not like a division rival or anything like that.
At first, I was gonna say like
Is it the Messier jersey?
Not quite, but yeah, it's as far as I can tell, it is the same shade, which is it's kind of an odd coincidence, but I guess they're kind of going for a nautical theme, so I can kind of get it, but still pick your own colors.
Nautical nonsense.
They're gonna live up to the sad nautical predator theme of the Sharks and the Canucks. They're setting themselves up for failure.
Fine with that. That means the
To
fight's
lose in
gonna
the
be better,
Stanley Cup
so-
Finals.
I think they make the finals? No, not with this team. They maybe make the playoffs, but I don't.
Not
I don't
this
see
year.
them making-
We'll talk about
I don't see
playoffs.
them. I don't see
No.
them making it past the first round if they do.
Come on, they got Stanley Cup champs
No-
Vince
no
Dunn
offense.
and Jaden
offense.
Schwartz on there.
Maybe they're an insane team and we don't understand yet. You know, maybe there's something we're missing because we're all just like addicted to like hockey jerseys, but maybe there's something they know that we don't.
We all thought the same thing about Vegas when they first came into the league. They're going to be garbage. No one's going to give them they're going to get beat every game. And then they made the Stanley Cup final. Like that's.
But they also had a much more talented top
roster and
9,
coach.
I think.
Also, did anyone mention the pigeon in the Seattle jersey? In the eye?
Oh,
They got a bitch pigeon in there.
Pigeon, right?
Oh my
I mean,
God.
If you look at the negative space with the eye there, the eye.
Oh, it is.
wing,
It's the
and
wing.
then-
It's the wing of the bird.
Yeah, and then the beak is right at the top there.
No way.
Oh my
That's the
God.
pigeon inside
Oh
of the
my
Seattle
God.
jersey.
How did you guys not see that? That was all
That
over
is
Reddit when they announced the
brilliant.
logo like a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I
my
see it.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd it
there
go?
is. Covered it. No, Phil. There it is.
Oh my God. Yes.
There's a pigeon.
That's awesome.
Seattle Kraken jersey. So I thought that was a good touch. I'm glad that
I
people
so
enjoyed
can't.
this.
I can't unsee that now.
You can't.
Oh my
You really
God.
can't.
They should have named the team the Bitch Pigeons, but this is also cool.
Oh, just troll face. Like, oh,
Oh my God. Yes.
That's
I wonder if they
incredible.
knew what they were doing.
I love
They
it.
did.
Someone had to
Oh,
know.
100%.
absolutely. Someone
Also,
noticed.
Just the
Someone
detail
noticed.
on the prime green crest, it's just
Yeah.
perfect.
I don't think the picture shows it good enough, but that eyebrow, like the top, or I guess like the right line of it, is actually higher than like the bottom
Mhm.
line of the eyeball.
Oh,
And
cool.
there's even more 3D to it. It's so
Holy
nice.
cow.
You know,
It
there's an
does- you don't
intern
really
working
see
with
it
it.
in
Hey, you have to give
pictures,
him a little
but-
bit of an eyebrow there and just push the bitch pigeon himself.
I can't
Right now-
unsee that either. I'm like drawn to that red eye for sure, but now all I see is the wing of a bitch
Pigeon.
pigeon. That's fantastic. I love Liam's comment too, because I was gonna say it would have been neat to see a different number design on the back that used like the tentacles to make the numbers or something. But now I like the wave idea like a whole lot more. I think that would have been cool if they did that on the bottom and back of the jersey. See, I'm alone in that idea. Okay, cool.
Well, like
I
patch,
concur.
You know, got a nice patch in person.
Oh.
This will be going on the jersey eventually. Will be a March.
Are they going to do an inaugural
Auto
game
patch.
like Vegas did?
I assume they will, but they haven't said anything about like
Well,
a
if-
specific patch yet. But
If they will, Ryan will hoard him.
right over here, it will look beautiful. We have All Star here at the Preds game. Let's go.
Oh, into the warm up.
The
Still
anthem.
here.
Warm-ups already happened.
Or yes, the
Not
pregame.
fun. Oh, the
You
game's
wanna
just
see it?
starting?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
have
put it-
stolen seats already.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, moving down, just like the Purds are gonna do this year.
Oh, rip.
That is just mean, man. That was uncalled for.
That's true.
I mean, I don't like the Preds, but like, it's just uncalled for.
Looks
No,
like
that was
there's a lot of
perfectly
people
fine.
there.
Well, they've had some fun jerseys at least.
You're the only mascot. I
Yeah,
can
no,
see.
bring back the mustard cat.
Yes.
He's got the decency to be on mute because he knows it's loud there. I appreciate that.
It's so loud.
All right, let's move on with this list. I thought I'd share screen on the jersey reveal of the Coyotes. All right, so that's the Kachina. And as we know, it's gone from being the third to now being like what, the set for them for the upcoming season. Is that right?
That is their primary
Yes.
home. But they'll still be using their old home as a third for, I believe, 9 games this season.
Okay. What is that? The Desert Dog one or
The
just the
Howling
head?
Coyote.
Yeah, Howling
Okay.
Head.
All right. So, I mean, I'm in favor of this. I think it's like what they should have kept all along, but I'm an old school guy. So how do you guys feel about it?
I think
Fix
it
the
just
skate, so that's all that matters.
right.
Love it.
It
Need
gives
one.
variety to the league. Like, I mean, the colors, like the color palette's so cool. Like the touch of purple. I mean, we all know the reverse retro that was purple was so widely popular, and I'm sure that'll come back at some point too. But I mean, I like when jerseys, catch your eye and they're different. And there's something fun to look at, and the font is cool. The designs on the sleeves and the waist are cool. Like, I think it's great for the team.
It just works so well. When I see that, like I see the Arizona Coyotes. I mean, like I see them when I see the Howling Head, but like when I think of the Coyotes, I think of the Kachina. That's the first thing I think of.
For a team that's struggling with like an identity, it definitely is a major upgrade.
I remember when those first came out, and a lot of people, including myself, hated it. In fact, I hated it up until the day that the Kachina died originally, and they switched to the the Yawning Dog. And I thought it was an upgrade, but this jersey has grown on pretty much everyone, including myself, and I'm 110% behind them switching. Though I will say, how dare they? They just glossed over the fact that they did have a throwback to the Kachina in the Edge era, and they did not mention that at all.
Oh, that's
As
right.
Team 2.0, I am thoroughly disappointed in this organization. And they didn't even use Louis for the branding.
The collar definitely works better than the starter / CCM collar of the old days as well.
Well, they had the same design on the collar as they have around the for the trim on it, which is sort of.
But it was a lot thicker.
It was, and I guess if
And-
you're not a fan of the sort of turtleneck look,
Looks like a necklace.
The home doesn't have that, I believe, right? I believe the home is just a solid black or solid red.
The home does have that as well.
Yeah, the home has it. It's a different color though. Like the trim part is a different color.
I feel like the black is kind of weird. Just like it's like green and then black and then goes back into that Kachina stripe. I feel like that black stripe could probably have just been green, like on the neckline.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a minor complaint. They do have black in the jersey in other spots. It just kind of is like a weird choice, I feel like.
And as we know of late, dropping black when having it might be a bad idea. Just
Got a bit of
Colorado.
Little pearl necklace going on right here.
Yeah, with the NHL crest being the medallion on it.
I like it. I like how, I think it was Jared that was saying something about their earlier heyday and their success. And one of the things I learned from talking to Todd Radum from the Jersey Book on an earlier episode is it's hard for a team to switch their identity once they've had success. And the Coyotes haven't won anything, but I identify this jersey as the one that they had their most success in. So
Is that
I
why
like.
Vancouver has 20 different jerseys?
What's that?
Is that why Vancouver ended up with 20 different jerseys?
Yeah, I think so. Like I really do.
And Buffalo.
Dude.
Yeah.
Expansion bros.
That's true. We are. That's right. So I'm glad to see this go back full time.
Yeah, and in my opinion, the white Kachina is the better Kachina. I really don't like the black. It's too muted. If they had made it that green instead of black, it would have been really nice. And then bring back the purple peyote, and you've got a perfect kit. Like those three would be insane together. But the white has always been my favorite. You're able to see a little bit more of the Kachina detail. In my opinion, I want to see the jersey that Coyote is wearing put on the ice.
Oh.
Ooh.
Crescent moon as the main crest.
That'd be interesting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
A little Wild Wing meta
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Jersey
Hey,
Stetson.
They've never
I
done
like
that.
it. I like it. Yeah.
And then I also want to see their mascot try to look like this Kachina and terrify all the kids.
Just the kids.
Nice.
I do
I'm
think
sure a
that
few drunk
the-
fans would be terrified too.
I do think the purple comes back at some point, but I don't think it's going to be the reverse retro per se. I think we'll get like a purple third for Arizona, but I don't think it's going to be the peyote or whatever. I think it might just be a purple Kachina, or it might just be a completely different purple jersey. But I think that might be what they'd go for a third, because I think it was such a big success with the purple, and it was just out there and people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to see this next year, but we have some Stadium Series jerseys announced. Or no, we don't. We have the Winter Classics announced. We know the Stadium Series is between the Preds and the Lightning, but we don't know what those jerseys are going to look like. But this was supposed to be the Stadium Series jerseys for last year or 2019. I can't remember when it got canceled. But this has also become something that like a select few have been able to buy through the team store or in, I don't know how Dole Pear's got his, but he's got one. And I just thought it would be cool to highlight this one because it did kind of sort of come out, and it's a jersey that came out that I think is pretty sick personally. I like the way that the colors are working together. And I also like the slanted shoulder numbers. I think that's pretty cool.
An italics font.
Yeah. So, what are your guys' opinions of this? Should it stay and like don't mess with it and be their Stadium Series for next year? Or is it just going to end up being one of those like random jerseys that never sees the light of day?
I feel like it has to see the light of day just because they already have them produced. Because I know Dole Pears got them, like there was an eBay listing for these, and he actually knew where that like eBay listing was from because it was an actual retail store, and he just went straight to the retail store and he actually bought it like in person at the store. And I think a couple other people in the sub/Discord also did that. So
yeah, Dex
I
has
feel
one.
like they like they have the jersey already made, and a lot of obviously some sellers already have them, and I think that instead of just losing all that money, especially after the pandemic and all that, I think they're just gonna have to go with it.
Fair.
Yeah.
The Penguins also had theirs made, but they never hit the light of day for that game.
Well, we assume that they would have been made. We've never seen them. We assume that since the Canes one would be made, that the Penguins one would also be produced. But
They were made. I haven't seen it, but I know they were made.
Is blackout the new trend in hockey?
Seems like it.
I think I like the concept, but this is so similar to their alternate already.
Yeah.
Like in that it's just red on black with like that gray in the sleeves. Like I feel like that's already been. I would have liked to see, like, I like the design. I just feel like it's a little too similar to their existing alternate. That being said, I'm still a fan of it. I love the alternate too. So
I think it's intimidating. I like the red and black, but the whole thing, the red and the black and the gray on the sleeves just screams Team North America to me. Which I'm a fan of that jersey. I think it's a sick jersey, but I like this. But I do agree with Ryan. It is pretty similar to something they've already done.
And I'm not really a fan of the Stadium Series jerseys usually, but that one is actually the best one I've seen.
I don't mind the arms, but I don't like the numbers, how they're italic. I don't know why. I think it might just be the picture. It's just I don't like that. It just looks bad in my opinion. But
Yeah,
I like the arm itself. Like if it was a blank, like customization on them, I'm not a big fan of the custom on them.
Someone was saying somewhere that they were like a call out to NASCAR. I'm not sure if that's true, but I know racing's pretty big in their area, so it wouldn't shock me.
And it definitely looked. This was Stadium Series, right? So it's. I mean, I know Stadium Series numbers have always been huge for both broadcast and fans to see who is wearing that jersey. Maybe if this was worn in a standard game, the numbers would be smaller on the arms. But I know like the Penn Stadium Series, those numbers on the arms are huge. So I like the italics. It definitely conveys motion. The picture again is not great for those. I'm also curious what is that shoulder patch? Is that
that's just the North
Carolina
state
flag?
Yeah, sorry, it's
hard
flag.
Yeah, they have that on their alt.
I'll try to find a better picture, but yeah, it's the state flag.
And then we assume that the other shoulder would just get the patch for the game.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, good
patch.
assumption. Yeah.
I will say I think they need to get rid of like their primary logo and switch it to the alt logo. I think the primary logo is one of the worst in the NHL. They look like a random like AHL, CHL college team, and I think they've always had that like problem with their branding. Is just they look so basic.
I mean, the thing is, they do, like Carolina, they do need more jerseys of their own branding, and they need to just ditch Hartford already. They've overdone it like way too much. So I think it's good that it's like an actual Carolina jersey, but it just feels so, it like to me it screams like exactly what they did with the 2019 Stadium Series, like lacking in color, just very, very two-dimensional there, like just black and red, and then they kind of dilute the color on the crest, and then they call it a day. It feels a little bit lazy, but I think it's good because the Canes, like, they need more Hurricanes jerseys.
No offense to Hartford, that jersey and that logo is incredible, but I agree 100%.
Yeah,
that's where I disagree. I think I love the Whalers jersey too much to be like, let's get rid of it. But
yeah,
I think as like a third jersey, it's fine if they were to move to their current third as a home jersey, obviously, and just made the Whalers as like their third jersey type thing. But
then call them the Carolina Whalers, and just totally rebrand. The Whalers don't play in Carolina. I mean, the team moved. I don't know. I mean, you don't see the Devils throwing out a Rockies kit or a Scouts kit.
I would love if they did.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Like if they did a Scouts kit, I would buy that in a second. Like,
I mean, I think what's cool about these two though is like they somehow figured out a great way of doing negative space. I mean, we all kind of respect the Hartford Whalers logo for what it is. Like it's one of the best logos in sports, let alone hockey, right? And that H with the whale tail and the W, it works so well. And I love this third because you've got the flag of a hurricane, and then in that negative space, that's the state of Carolina,
right?
Which is just
I've never noticed that.
It's so cool.
I mean, yeah, that is good. I do want to say with the negative space H, the Neilster, he didn't know about that until like last week. So everyone make fun of him. Because last week we told him about it, and he lost his shit.
Wow.
Is the top negative space also a pigeon?
Okay, so
love if there was a pigeon in there.
on the other jersey.
So take that H and make it apply to the Hurricanes in some way.
There you go. I love it. That's so smart.
That H is great. And it's on obviously it's on a whale tail with the W below it. But if you can make it look like, I don't know how you would do it, make it look like Carolina, but that H is incredible. So if you incorporated that onto the Hurricanes jersey, I mean, obviously the H is there, it works.
is this worth writing home about? They basically just are doing something different, and I don't see much news here other than, yay, the numbers are blue. Okay, moving on. It's like,
If the pants were burgundy, I would like them more. I don't like the blue pants with the away kits. I'm just saying that. Like with the away, like with the home kit, sure, because the blue trim's on the bottom, right? But with the away kit, I think that the blue pants is just it just doesn't work with it. You can keep the numbers blue, whatever. Just give the burgundy pants, and it works. And I'm pretty sure they use burgundy on their reverse retro pants, so just use those pants.
Oh.
Just like
I
recycle
change,
your
but
pants.
I think they should have kept the black. It screams back to their cup ears, and it just, I don't know, doesn't work for me.
yeah, I
if they
don't.
just go ahead.
No, please.
I think if they just kept the original striping with like the black and silver, it would look way better with black numbers and letters.
I can get down with that. Yeah. All right. So good 2-minute talk on that one.
Was it even 2 minutes for
that?
that?
Wasn't even.
It is what it is. That's the thing. It's like it's a minor change, and like a lot of people are like, it's stupid, but like it is what it is.
It almost looks like Nordique's colors. I mean, the just the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't know if anyone's noticed the name is actually burgundy on the white
Yeah.
jerseys now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
It
noticed,
kinda
and
makes
makes
sense.
it worse.
It makes sense. They're just getting rid of the black, basically, except for in the logo, I believe, is the only part that has it now.
Yeah, the puck.
Yeah, the
Oh, is the
and
puck even on
logo.
the logo anymore?
I believe
It
the puck
is.
still, yeah.
Kinda.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
It is still black, so.
Don't worry, they'll make it blue soon enough.
I hope
Or
not,
just take
because
it
that would
out.
Actually, yeah.
Well, another minor change was in the Minnesota Wild logo. They have gone to a more of a prime green outline with their logo. I mean, it's for the sake of mentioning, sure, but it's not much of a change. I
It
put a
looks
picture
nice.
of the older logo here just as a comparison. There's nothing really changing besides that, but I tend to like it more. That's all I can say.
Except the trees do
Oh,
have
yeah.
more detail into them. If you look at the trees on the prime green, actually have like a lighter green.
Oh, good
on
point.
the right.
Yeah.
Shadow,
I just
yeah.
noticed
Trees are
that.
cool.
And so I do like that, and I'm mad because I have the Minnesota home, and I really like the Minnesota home. So now I have to buy another one.
I'm
Because
mad that
it is a really nice change. Actually,
all
for
of
a small
these
change.
crests, like that's different enough for me to like, it crosses the line for me that like there's gonna be player fouls on like, it's different enough that I'm not just gonna be able to say, oh, it's just
Oh,
V2.
good point.
Like
Yeah.
these changes are big enough that I will not be able to get an older player on a prime green jersey, or like, you know what I mean? And that's
I do.
bothersome to me because now, like, if I want an older player on a certain jersey, Adidas, I'm gonna have
Has
to
to
be
be
like,
an
all right, I need the
Addy
original.
Zero or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
The
having a hard
1.0.
enough time like trying to figure out if I'm gonna put like an older player on one of the new plastic water bottle jerseys. That's I mean, I've got a Florida Panthers jersey here that has Huberdeau on it, and I want to put Sam Reinhart on it, but he didn't play on the whatever the brand is that they're using now, or they used to use.
ID0.
Right,
I'm
but
sorry,
whatever
what?
material they used.
Huber do? Is that what you just said?
Huberdeau.
Boober doober doo.
Oh, I love it. Well, that's a good lead into like the whole Addy Zero Prime Green situation, because you know what they did announce was that every team next year is going to be using this Prime Green type situation. So what we basically have here is that every jersey now next year is going to be made with 50% recycled content, and that's great for, you know, green initiatives. I think that's wonderful. Personally, I don't think it will detract from the designs of the jerseys, and it's a good highlight in the fact that you can still make good jerseys with recycled material. So go for it. I love that they're kind of leaning behind the Kraken on it too, because I know that their arena was built with trying to be like a zero carbon footprint type initiative. And okay, like way to go, Jeff Bezos. You're still like spending shitloads of carbon in space, but whatever. And you know, it's good. So the thing that I'm kind of wondering too, and maybe this ties into Ocelot Wolf's comment, was like, is that going to be enough for a jersey foul? Because now you're going to have this tag on like the back corner that says Prime Green on it, and maybe there's going to be a player that wasn't on the team earlier, and all of a sudden that's the motif for this year. So
That's what I was trying to say, but failing.
okay.
I mean, I think for most people, they won't really mind it because the jersey design will be largely the same, and it's just all personal opinion at that point. But in all technicalities, I mean, with the differences in the crests are pretty significant. You know, even from just like, I think on the next slide you have the flames, and there's a lot more detail on those crests than there were. So personally, I would not want a player that didn't wear the Prime Green on a Prime Green jersey, or vice versa.
And this is for obviously the fan made replicas. Is this for the Fanatics and for the gamers as well?
It is for gamers. Are all
question.
Prime Green, but
Fanatics will probably they'll probably continue using their Fanatics crest. And do we know if the Fanatics material is changing at all? Like, this is an Adidas initiative exclusively, right? So I wouldn't expect
Nothing has
Fanatics
been
jerseys to
said
even
from
change.
Fanatics. I don't think they will.
There was a newer Fanatics ad that showed a newer player on a jersey, and it looked like the same crest, same material, but you know, they could have just photoshopped that on.
They could have just taken the template they already had, just thrown it up there and called it a day.
I don't know if anybody got a Seattle Fanatics jersey yet, but that'd probably be the
that would
easy way to compare.
And so, like, I feel like with some crests, it will be a big enough change that I would consider it a foul. Like, some Minnesota, I would consider that one a big enough change, and same with the Flames. But like for some teams, like the Penguins, which literally it's just the piping inside of the logo basically is just kind of raised up more. I don't think I would personally consider that as a foul because it's not a big enough change that it's really that much of a difference in the jersey.
So I will say on the Penguins, not only is there's like a lot of raised and embroidered parts, but the material of the triangle is a completely different material now.
That's
so
now I'm gonna take that part back, but you know what I mean. If there's like a team that just raises their embroidery or whatever and makes it like a little bit more 3D, but like not a real change to anything, I'm not gonna consider that.
That would have been within my threshold of like, who cares about the foul?
Yeah,
right.
so
It's like
they're getting rid of that mesh material and going with the twill again.
Yeah,
that is enough for me. That basically, I like every team. I'm gonna have like jersey fouls to worry about. That's what.
So for like the Devils, their entire interior of their logo is going to be a different material. But the Blues already did use an entirely twill crest, so I'm not sure how different their crest is going to be.
Probably not much, but they only use that weird material on the light blue alternate.
Oh, the Heritage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those sitting right here.
Yeah, they use that on the Heritage. On the Flames home, they use that material, but obviously that's getting updated to be like
that they did
3D and all that anyway. So it's
yeah,
changed regardless. But yeah,
hidden in that press release was the statement that each team will maintain its classic stripping. I think that's supposed to say striping and logo, while boasting dimensional embroidery that draws attention to the sustainable material. So we see that in the Kraken logo with the tentacle. I think the Flames is a really good example of using that dimensional embroidery as well. We've got we had a really cool look at that last
Oh.
year with the Sabres, which I thought was really, really cool. It kind of like showed a little bit of the fur
Yes.
or something of it, which I thought was really cool.
Hell yes.
And the Wild as well, like we already saw from their new Prime Green. And the other thing I think that and probably the biggest effect for me on this is that the patches are finally going to be a little bit more dimensional instead of like what you buy from Adidas, where it's just kind of like a single layer plasticky vinyl-y type situation, and you're going to have that dimension to it. So, you know, I like this move. I think it's cool. I think it makes the jerseys look better. How much it's going to affect any one team, I'm not totally sure on yet, but I'm excited to see its possibilities being used. But I thought I'd mention that because it's not just this announcement being that they're using 50% recycled materials in all their jerseys. They're also adding this dimensional embroidery aspect to it, which won't game change any one jersey, but it will kind of add some, dimension to it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the Sabres did that last year. I don't know if they were doing the plastic material in that embroidery, but I want to just point out that the part that might be lost on that Sabres jersey is they put a bevel in both of the Sabres, and it just pops. It's not just a flat sword anymore. They put a bevel in there. It is gorgeous. That Sabres jersey, team aside, that jersey is incredible.
Yeah, you better put the team aside if you're going to say incredible.
I've been trying for years.
See, that's another reason why I need at least one of the new Buffalo jerseys. I didn't realize they did all that extra embroidery there.
Yes.
Holy cow!
Yeah, those
I'm hoping they
incredible.
They get rid of all the team issues like they did with the non-prime green team issues.
It's one of those rare times where Adidas actually has like a good change to like jerseys, because like Adidas has done a lot of things and they haven't been perfect, but I think like this is one of the big changes that Adidas has done that is actually like, this is a W in my books. Like, this is a good change, especially with the patches, the crests. Like, that is a solid change.
And I'm honestly wondering if that's why there's not another reverse retro type program this year, is because they were doing the launch of the Prime Greens and didn't want to have to create 50 new, jerseys outside of all the other ones they have to produce, especially with other.
As a jersey designer, I've already made tons of reverse retros. They could just pay me. Paint jerseys. I have tons.
Well, especially with some teams getting new alternates and the rumored classic line, then there's already some outside of just the home away alternate that they already have to do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're real close now. The last topic before we get into the awards, I thought, which would be fun to talk about, is this. I love this term, NascarHL, because starting in 2022-23, the NHL is going to allow jerseys to have the advertising on the shoulder crest, similar to what the NBA has been doing since 2017 and what MLS started in 2007. And from what I've read and understand, you're going to be allowed as a team 2 different sponsors. Now, you can use the same sponsor for both your home and away, but you're allowed only up to 2 different sponsors on your jerseys. And we've been told through a press release that the first team in NHL history to allow that or to partner with a company is the Capitals, and they're going to do Caesars Sportsbook. And we have a glimpse of that through their press release here for you. And then I don't know how how official this one is on the right, but it is totally possible that you'd see something like a Starbucks logo on a Seattle Kraken jersey, because if that's where the Kraken are based out of, and so is the HQ of Seattle. I could see like Amazon being involved with them too, you know, but
Amazon is their helmet sponsor, actually.
Okay.
And then Starbucks, that is their practice jersey sponsor, is Starbucks on them.
Okay, cool. So we're already starting to see this trickle in on the NHL level. I'm just kind of curious if people think like this is the dam that's breaking and all of a sudden we're going to end up like Europe, where we've got more ads than, you know, a logo on the jersey, or I'd just be curious what your guys' reaction is to these logos being on jerseys. So
I don't think we'll end up like Europe. I think there's too much history with jerseys, and I think fans, and obviously the very small percentage of us, are too crazy about the way they look. I mean, the AHL has been doing the ads on the opposite shoulder of where the captain's patch goes for a while. And I mean, at this point, in the previous segment where it was just Mike, Dan, and I was talking about how I live right between Buffalo and Rochester, so I go to Rochester Americans games all the time. It's to the point to where I don't even notice that they have a Toyota logo on the chest. I mean, would it be great if we didn't have them? Yeah. But I think if it's the one on the chest, the one on the helmet, I don't think it's necessarily a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, and the ones that we're showing on the screen right now are pretty understated. They're not fancy colors. They're not huge. They're there, and I don't particularly like that they're there, but they're not distracting too much from the jersey. Where I become a little bit more apprehensive is as more of a, you know, I'm very particular about the jerseys that I get and the ones that I wear. Are the ones that are going to be made available to the public going to have those patches on them? And if they're not, can I get one? And then
Right.
I'm thinking, do I want to buy a sponsored patch just to make sure that it looks like what they're wearing on ice, which is just, I'm going to have to tackle that on my own. But
yeah, got any Budweiser patches for me?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the I don't know if the rest of you saw, but the Penguins like are very meta with their helmet ad this year because they're sponsored by a
PNG,
like a tech firm. No, they're sponsored by a tech firm called Bold Penguin. So the logo is literally like, it just says Bold Penguin. So it doesn't look as bad, and it looks way better than the PPG one from last year. So if they do something like that, I also want Maximum Carnage, and I want UPMC and Allegheny Health Network to be sponsors. So they wear like one hospital's patch on one and the other on the other, just because I think it'd be hilarious. But I don't know. I'm not excited about it. I think the Caesar Sportsbook one looks horrible on the caps. I think if it's like a Starbucks logo, I could live with that. But like these word marks look really bad.
I agree in that, like, I think the Caesar Sportsbook just doesn't look good, like from a design standpoint or anything. But I in regards to the colors, I think like it's just a white word mark, so it doesn't take away from the color palette of the jersey at all. Like, I mean, if I'm trying to imagine that Starbucks logo on like, the Kraken jersey, like the home jersey, and I'm just seeing like a new color introduced, I'd like to see these advertisements like damn the brand's colors. Like I'd like to see the patches integrated into the, like, again, if I have to look at these things, like I hate that this is a thing and I absolutely despise it. But if I have to look at these patches, I would really like them to say, okay, a condition for the patch being on the jersey is that like it has to basically be integrated into the team's colors. Like give us a logo in a team's color that will look good on our jersey. Just like, you know, we kind of saw that with the Penguins whenever they came out with the PPG on the helmet, and I think I forget if it was on the one they switched it from like the blue to
the white outline.
just to a kind of a neutral white or black, just because it stuck out too much. And I'd like to see that happen basically to any logo across the board.
I know Calgary got really lucky when they had their helmet sponsor and they had Scotiabank, so it was already white and red were the two colors for their logo, so it worked perfectly in their jersey sets. But I also have the issue of, yeah, absolutely, introducing new colors into a jersey that don't belong there. I feel like that just throws everything off, kind of. So if they can do white and black logos basically for every jersey ad, that's perfect. Except I don't know if I like them being where they are, because I feel like that's where the like anniversary patches and stuff like that always go, and I feel like it kind of takes away from where that is supposed to be, because like I assume they'll just throw it underneath that little ad, but like I think that just kind of takes away from it.
Prime real estate.
Yeah.
I would maybe
I'm
even
green
rather,
real estate.
Ah,
if they're gonna do an ad, I'd maybe even rather see them do it on like the back of the bottom of the jersey, like on like the bottom stripe maybe of like
You get the new
jersey.
hem patch or something.
Basically, like kind of how like the minor leagues, they have a big sponsor on the back. Maybe not do a big one, but like do the logo back there or something like that. Something that's out of the way, that it's not going to take away from other aspects of a jersey in like the normal terms, I guess.
Unfortunately, I don't think they would do that because the sponsors want that prime real estate on the front of the jersey,
Right.
where they
we
can
want
see.
it out of the way and out of our eye. That's the
Yeah,
complete
absolutely.
antithesis
Yeah,
of
that's the
marketing.
difference.
So
Gary Bettman
I
wants the
hated,
money.
yeah, I hated to play
Yeah.
devil's advocate with Ryan's comment, but the reality is, like, if you're trying to advertise, don't you want to stick out?
Yeah.
And
Right.
I do want them to conform to the color palette. I love that suggestion. I think it's great. I just am not sure that they're gonna, acquiesce to that request as much as I want it, because because I'm just somebody that like hates this, like in all fibers of my being. I think it's like fucking annoying. And if
Fiber, I
it
get it.
must happen, then make it seem like it's not there. And then all of a sudden it's like a juxtaposition of why it's there in the first place. So yeah.
Just make it a
I think
1
it's gonna be a
millimeter by 1
travesty.
millimeter patch.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like it had the same issue with the helmet sponsors. I personally didn't really notice a lot of the helmet sponsors last year. As long as they fit into the color like theme of like the team, the helmet sponsors really weren't the biggest like concern for me. So like if they are going to have, like, I don't want sponsors on a jersey, but if they're going to have to, I want them hidden, because like I feel like it just doesn't. I get like the point of an advertisement is to be standing out and get like business and all that, but I feel like just from like a league view, I feel like when you start adding in all those patches, especially if they're gonna have all of those different colors in them, then you actually do start to turn into like looking like a European league or like a NASCAR car basically. I feel
so
like
I have a hot take.
all those colors really just ruin that.
My hot take is, don't we already have sponsorship on all jerseys with the Adidas patch on the back?
Mm.
Oh yeah. And
And
we
they-
have
For some
reason that's
sponsorship
never-
on all the boards,
some reason
and we have
that's never
sponsorship
bothered
on
me.
the ice.
And they tailor that Adidas patch to the jersey that's being worn. So as long as they treat these sponsorship patches the way that the Adidas patch is being treated, I have a problem with it, but I don't have as big of a problem with it.
My
I
thing
just
with
think
the-
to take an original
Fair
6
point.
team and throw a ad on like a Montreal jersey or Toronto or Chicago is just an absolute travesty.
So the
Like-
Capitals obviously came out and said, like, presented this. Has any other team done it so far?
No.
It's
No.
just them. Okay, interesting.
How did the Capitals not land with Capital One?
Or Verizon, because that's the owner, right?
I mean, it's also, you gotta think about it, like the team's getting money out of it too. So it's like, obviously Caesars Sportsbook offered more money than Verizon did to get a jersey thing on there, because maybe Verizon doesn't see like NHL as a big enough like advertisement opportunity in the first place. So we might get like more obscure sponsors like Caesars Sportsbook on the jerseys.
I can't wait for an original 6 team to do it, and it's like I'm not a fan of it. Like it won't bother me when it happens. Like I'll just be there for the chaos.
Tim Hortons on the Maple Leafs.
Oh man.
You gotta
Or like
Oh,
the Sens or
God.
something like that.
I mean, we're all like maybe not in the know here, but during the pandemic, the NHL had to take out a $1 billion loan to keep the league going. And I can respect the fact that they're looking for easy ways to recuperate their losses from those years. And, you know, one of the things that I've always loved about the sport of hockey is that they've kept ads off jerseys. So I think like for them to realize like, wait a minute, the easiest way for us to make money back is just to put ads on jerseys is, you know, not much thinking and also really smart. And if I take a step back and look at like how much I love hockey, I would hate to see the NHL be put in a financial burden situation. So I'm okay with this from the standpoint that it allows hockey to continue without any other repercussions financially. But then the purist in me, from just loving jerseys and the way that they have, you know, no blemishes on them, I hate it. So I'm really at a crossroads. Like I'm still coming to terms with this, but I respect the fact that they're doing it, but I also feel like this is not going back. Like now that we're here, like it's going to stay, because as soon as those owners see how much this brings in and how that revenue is shared throughout the league, throughout the owners, why would they want to all of a sudden, you know, strike that from their revenue stream? I just don't see it. So while I understand that this might be added under the premise that it allows them to break even or, you know, get some money back from their loans or whatever, I don't feel like once they pay off those loans or whatever, they're gonna go back to now taking them off the jerseys. And I think they're here to stay. So yeah.
2032, everything's sponsored by FanDuel anyways, so
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like with ads on the jerseys, I know why the minor leagues and European leagues do them is because they need, you know, the teams need money. But with the NHL, like, I mean, didn't they just look at how many there's like official beer, official vodka, official shot, official whatever.
True. Yeah, not to mention
leagues that they're paying money to sponsor the league, and then not to mention the new TV deal with ESPN and Turner.
There you go. There you go.
How can they not make $1 billion easy in a couple of years off of that stuff?
I think these ads are going to be more for the teams to create more revenue than necessarily the league creating more revenue, because I believe that more of the money is going to the teams.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of to push the salary cap further, because right now the teams aren't making lots of money, especially with no fans in the buildings like that. They've had to pay to keep like all the lights on and all that, right? Like that's a lot of money they're losing. So it kind of makes sense for them to be going into the direction of getting ads to try and get some money back. And then maybe in a couple of years now with these ads, we see that the salary cap moves up maybe to $100 million instead of 82 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Can buy
I think
that.
This is more for the teams to get money to progress the game further as like a whole. Because I think that's kind of where the NHL is trying to go with, like, they're trying to move the NHL forward as a league, because it's always been considered like that, like extra sport. Like it's a big sport, but it's like no one watches hockey to like the normal eye, right? It's a very niche sport to most people.
Yeah, I mean,
if I could guarantee that, that would be amazing. I am skeptical in that it's not just going to line the owner's pockets.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
But if that were the case, like if it were like, you could tell me with 100% certainty that, like with a magic 8-ball or whatever, that this change would, you know, grow the salary cap, increase the marketability of the sport, blah blah blah. Like then I'd probably think a little bit differently of it. I'm a little bit jaded in that regard.
yeah, and go ahead,
Oh,
please.
sorry. I was gonna say, to be fair, it's like it's kind of something that needs to happen though at the point, because like I mean, Connor McDavid's making how much money? Like $12 million or something like that a year. Like that's a big chunk of their salary cap, and eventually every player is going to be wanting $10-12 million a year, because we're getting to the point where players like actually deserve to be getting paid that much, because there's some great players out there, and having that salary cap makes it where it's like it limits the teams and the league really from expanding and growing, I feel like, and really putting a spotlight on the new players and all these players who actually like want to play in the sport, but the sport doesn't make enough money to pay them like what they want per se. Per se, yes. Because I know like recently with Johnny Gaudreau, he wants a really expensive contract, and I don't expect him to get it, because like teams can't afford to be giving all these players these contracts that they want, and like that they probably are deserving of, just because they don't have the salary cap space, and it's eventually going to become a bigger issue, I feel like, for the league.
As much as I'm interested in this advertising on jerseys as a new thing for next year, I'm equally, if not more, interested in what this is going to mean for the dress code of the NHL moving forward. So any thoughts on that?
Well, I know and I'm a Buffalo Bills fan as well. Go Bills. You see, like there's literally pictures of the players climbing the stairs to the airplane, and their swag, and the Instagram posts are for the Bills all show Deion Dawkins swag as he's walking onto the plane. There's pictures of Josh Allen when he's walking into the locker room wearing either a Sabres jersey or the Buffalo Braves jersey, and it's incredible to see these players express themselves in ways that hockey currently, you're wearing a suit with a tie and dress pants and dress shoes, and that's it. So it is nice, a refreshing thing to see players be humans for a bit, rather than just be mind the pun, stick up your butt hockey players.
I think it's like we're getting to the point where social media, because you were saying like you see all these players with all this swag on and all that, and like social media, you see them on Instagram and TikTok, and all these teams are really moving in that direction, because everyone in the world uses social media right now, and I feel like giving these players a little bit more like creative freedom to just be themselves while they're on like TikTok and Instagram and their Twitter posts from the team, it like kind of like you can connect to the player more instead of just seeing them come in with a suit every single game, you know what I mean? Like you can be like, oh shit, this guy likes this same brand, or like maybe someone comes in with like a band tee and you're like, oh, I had no clue that this player liked this music, you know what I mean? Like it just makes more of a connection between like the like fans and the players and like the team, I feel like.
I think it's also just kind of a natural progression. I mean, look at like baseball, and like as the Don Cherries of the world die out, you're going to have a lot less opposition to the formal dress code, the ways of the old, and it's a good thing for the sport, for people like him to be far away as possible.
Yeah, I feel like it's like I understand the professional aspect of like coming in looking nice to a game and all that, because like it's like this is your job, right? You're getting paid lots of money to do this, but at the same time, it's like just give them a little bit of like the ability just to express themselves, just to really be themselves, because like it's not the 1900s anymore. We don't need to have the players come in with like a 3-piece suit, you know what I mean, and look all dappered up for a hockey game where half the players don't even have their teeth. Like
Let PK be PK.
We're worried more about their clothes than like they don't have teeth, like they have black eyes and broken noses and all that, and like their biggest concern is like what they're wearing on their body. Like I don't know, it seems like a weird like thing for the league to be concerned about. So I'm happy that they're moving away from that.
So I have a real quick sidebar on the wearing your suit conversation. I have in my collection
A dramatic pause.
Waiting for, is it a game worn suit?
a suit worn by Evander Kane.
There it is.
See, I'm
He's the
jumping
number
into this,
9.
but I'm a little disappointed it's not a tracksuit.
I know, that was the whole joke.
In the shower.
I was just gonna say, was it still wet when you got it?
See the number 9?
Yep.
Wow.
Amazing.
And inside the pants it says tailored exclusively for Evander Kane.
So what's the story behind that? How did you get it? Like,
Yeah,
what-
where'd you find that again? I
what
can't
is that?
remember.
So I was trolling around on shopgoodwill.com and I searched the word sabers and a suit came up. I was like, why is a suit showing up for Sabres? And then they explained, oh, it was tailored for Evander Kane, who at the time was a Buffalo Sabre. So I bought it. It was $15. It does not fit me even a little bit, but I have a suit worn. Yeah, you know.
Do you have a photo
That's
match
insane.
for it though?
No, I've been trying to find a photo match.
Like,
I find one on Instagram or something.
come on, you gotta get a. Well, I mean, when was he
Media
in the
worn
Sabres?
jersey,
It would've
but it's a
been-
suit.
It would have been a while ago.
Just gotta
Thing
look
is,
at
though,
Coach's Corner.
He could have worn that whenever. It was just a suit tailored to him. You have no clue when he would have worn that suit. Like,
And then he
you
just
gotta
gives
get
it to
lucky.
Goodwill.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get lucky and find a picture of him wearing that suit and be like, "Holy shit, that's the suit."
I want to get it signed.
Yeah, I do love that it was $15 though, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lawsuit suit joke in there somewhere, brewing for sure.
It was
Yeah.
definitely a tracksuit suit joke in there.
Yeah. All right, how you guys feel about getting going on these awards?
Is everyone back?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I had the privilege of talking to 24/7 and GuitarGuy93 before this started, and great guys, both from the Buffalo area, both know each other from school, and or maybe not school, but at least music similarities, and it's neat to hear how they just came about this idea. So I thought what I would do is I would share screen on what we're voting on, and then you guys 24/7 or a Guitar Guy could announce the winners, and then if anyone's going to hate on us for not showing the results, we're going to post the results on the first day of the season when this episode airs. So you'll have to, I guess, trust us at our word today, but why would we lie to you guys?
All right. So most improved jersey from 2019 to 2020 to 2020-21. Only 3 teams changed styles from 2020 to 2021. All 3 were nominated by me because I de facto put them in there. I had personal feelings about the Sabres, but we'll see what the rest of the population had to say. So, all right. So total responses to this poll was 653. The weird thing was not everyone voted for each category. So like only 647 people voted for this first category. I don't know why. I didn't make them required. I guess whatever. Oh, we got a drum roll. Hell yeah. Polling in at 3rd place with 29.5% of the votes. 191 people voted for the Flames.
Ooh.
The pain.
2nd place, polling at 30.9 for an even 200 votes. The Sabres.
Oh
man.
Oh,
Wow.
Man.
By 56 votes, 256 people, 39.6% of the population wanted the Ottawa Senators, or voted the Ottawa Senators as the most improved jersey. And I don't see it.
Wow.
It's a good improvement. It's a great improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
is.
going
It is,
back to
I-
the classic, yeah.
But
guess.
I might be biased a
You
little.
also
To
have
go
take
from
into
that
account
edge
they changed
template-
their logo as a part of this. The
generic edge
Sabres just
template.
updated the colors, but
Yeah.
like they actually like changed
Yeah.
logos back to the old one, so that could be a factor as well. If people didn't like the current Senators logo.
Yeah, that was another way to look at it.
Mhm.
Was the style that was worn last year that much worse than what's worn now?
yes.
And in my opinion, I did not like Calgary's option last year. I so much prefer the minimalistic, retro style. But as a homer, I voted Sabres.
I think Calgary and Ottawa are in the same boat where they're both stuck with that terrible edge template.
Yeah.
So they're both on the same level in my opinion, where they just needed to get back to that old design.
They should have never really changed from this design, to be fair. Like, I don't understand why Calgary really ever changed from this and like went the route of the Black Sea, but that's for a different story or a different conversation.
All right, so the next superlative category was best reverse retro, and a ton were nominated. We had the Ducks, the return of the
Wild Wing.
Wild Wing. Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much every single one was.
So actually, a little bit behind the scenes, somebody actually voted and said, "Can all teams be nominated?" And I said, "Sure." So even
Okay.
Detroit is nominated here.
Let's take a quick poll just verbally with the people on this call. I'm going Wild Wing as the best one.
Gotta
No.
be Coyotes.
Okay.
I was gonna say
Coyotes.
Capitals. Capitals is gonna
Ooh, Capitals is good too.
Caps
Yeah.
was good.
Homer
forgot
wants to
Nordeaks.
say
Good.
Avalanche.
or the
Stars-
Avs.
Mhm.
So,
Deeks.
well, there's so many good ones. It was hard to
Oh,
pick a
it's
favorite.
so
I'm
true.
a homer
I mean,
for the Blues, but
Yeah.
I think Buffalo nailed it. Minnesota
Uh,
nailed it.
Florida.
yeah.
I so regret not
Florida,
getting a
holy
Devils
cow.
one too. I so
mean-
regret not getting a Devils one.
Oh, true.
The Predators, holy crap, that's like the best one like they've worn in a while.
Gin and
I mean-
juice reverse retro. One of my heart.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like Tampa.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I like
that was a good
Vancouver's.
one.
I
Really
had a
nice.
soft spot for Tampa.
I think I picked the
Um,
Those Caps
Coyotes.
ones are just too nice though.
The Kings would have been a close one, but I
I-
think the Kings was a little too similar to the whatever event that they've done in the past, like their Heritage Night. They've worn those in like the Edge template,
Hmm.
the yellow and the gold. So
I
I went Coyotes for originality. I think.
Yeah. I like the Canucks because of the gradient. Like I was like, of course, a homer on it. And then as soon as someone said it looks like a Sprite can, I was like, oh fuck, you're right. Like
See, it's like the Minnesota being Subway.
Yeah.
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 Like you can't
Way
unsee it.
jersey.
It's like you gotta be like, yeah, it does. It looks good though, but I mean, yeah, it does.
Yo, but they changed the Sprite cans. Sprite cans look like this now.
Oh yeah,
they
right.
do.
How do you have a Sprite can on it?
I don't have a Sprite can.
Vancouver single-handedly made Sprite change their color scheme.
That's how bad it was.
Was there a worst category? I can't remember.
I love
It's
it.
called
Hummus.
It would've
Detroit,
been
and that's the only one.
Yeah, we don't need to
No,
vote on that.
Dallas
Islanders.
Dallas is
Mm.
definitely in that category too.
Dallas
with
is
the-
close, but Detroit is just far and away
The
absolute
Islanders
worst.
is pretty
No
cool.
voting.
Islanders
Yeah.
was just lazy. Like
Yeah,
they
so-
just changed the color.
No,
navy.
lazy would be a new
I'll be-
category because the Islanders jersey looks good. It's just lazy.
It looks
though.
good. It's
I'll
Yes,
be honest, as much
absolutely.
as
I,
Yeah.
I love the Islanders as like a jersey, but like I like it better than their home. Like I genuinely do. I think it's one of the better of their like current Adidas jerseys. It's just that it's the worst reverse retro. They had so much, especially knowing that they had the fisherman like
Right.
They'll never do
Right.
it. They're never
So-
gonna
the
do
fact that was there and then they did that and they created a jersey that was personally one of my favorites out of their set, but the lost potential was just too much.
One of the categories in the poll is biggest missed opportunity. So
I think-
we'll need a drum roll on that. But
Oh yes.
Mhm.
so I think what's interesting about the reverse retro, we had an even 650 people voted, and there was a tie for dead last.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
Is it
Pulling
Dallas
in.
and Detroit?
polling in with 2 votes out of 650, New York Islanders, Pittsburgh Penguins,
Wow,
Wow.
I'm surprised by that.
that's bad.
I mean,
That's
Detroit
wrong.
Red Wings, and
Okay.
Dallas Stars.
Ah,
I think it makes sense because
and
you're
Chicago.
voting for the best. Because you're
Really?
voting for the
I
best.
love
like,
Chicago's
The Penguins
reverse
is
retro.
not bad, but it's definitely not the best. So like, it doesn't surprise me that it didn't get a lot of
Mhm.
votes in that regard.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me, Ryan.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, trust me, I have like 3 of these things. I have Marino's game worn one. Like,
I know.
I'm a fan of the design, but it's like compared to some of these other ones, like it wasn't like knock your socks off amazing. It was good.
It'll look better with the full set once the alt comes out this year.
Yeah, and I honestly, the one thing that kills me, just put the triangle under the penguin, please.
right.
Like,
It's never coming back. It's never
I
coming
hate
back.
it so much. Like, please, do not use this penguin. This penguin is fine on this jersey because it's gold, but when it's not on gold, please put the triangle behind it. I mean, okay, this has nothing to do with the fact that I brand myself as golden triangle jerseys. That's completely irrelevant. It doesn't bias me at all.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
Right.
but yeah, it just needs to not
I
completely
think the
separate.
Blackhawks, that's shocking. The Blackhawks doesn't have as many. I thought the Blackhawks was really good.
Yeah, and I hate the Blackhawks,
Yeah.
but damn.
But
was
like
a
that
good one.
jersey, that jersey was a really nice jersey. It was a very underrated one. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I didn't see it as many people like buy it and put it in mail day and all that, but it was a really, really nice looking jersey.
Waiting
So
for
do-
those gamers in November, hopefully.
Okay, so who's
Do
the
we
winner?
do we want to know? Do we want to know?
Do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 650 total votes. In third place with 83 votes, 12.8% of the vote, is the Los Angeles Kings.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that.
All right.
I can see that.
It's a good one.
Respectable.
Solid.
Respectable.
In second place with 99 votes, 15.2% of the vote is the Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Here we
right.
go.
All right.
Got to be Nordiques.
And
I think it's gonna-
winning
I think it's Nordiques or
I think it's
Bruins.
Caps.
106 votes, 16.3% is the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Caps were snubbed.
Nice.
No,
Not
I
a
don't
surprise.
believe-
It's a gorgeous
that's
jersey.
fake
It
news.
is. It is really nice.
Well, it's beautiful.
It's good. It's not the best.
Can't believe the Wild
nice.
Wing didn't crack the top 3.
Yeah, that's
Wild Wing
that's
didn't
shocking
crack
to
the
me.
top 4.
Wow.
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 Washington
I'm not
Capitals.
shocked, to be honest.
What about the Caps though? Caps was really.
Caps
Yeah,
was in
that
4th
was
place.
Oh, okay. Caps.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Really?
Seth being
I
all
demand
like.
a recount.
Before the Bruins?
Count.
The thing I learned about recounts this year is that they actually get you less votes, so you might not want to demand that.
I
true.
think there was some meddling in this vote.
One that I'm kind of shocked didn't end up tied for last is the Jets because I just don't like the color that they chose.
I heard a lot of people really like that. I didn't like it personally, but I like a lot of people
Okay.
I asked. They
Oh
like thought
my
it was
God.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the pie chart. Okay, I'm sorry. In prime last place with only 1 vote, Winnipeg Jets. The
Really?
line on the pie
Okay.
chart was so small I didn't see it.
Okay, well,
Wow.
Here's the
It doesn't
thing.
surprise me.
I find it very like visually appealing.
Enhance.
It's
I don't
Enhance.
think it's.
It
I don't think it's an ugly
just-
jersey. It's just an odd jersey. It doesn't really fit them at all.
It's
You
like
know,
they
like-
just came up with it like the night before. Like that's what it strikes me as.
It looks like one of those like the blackout templates that
Yeah.
Reebok did before, where you would have that for every team, and like you could see the Caps doing one with red and the gray, and Vegas doing one with gold and the gray. It looks like a universal template that they were just like, okay, we'll go with that.
here's what people need to understand about the Winnipeg Jets reverse retro is from the jersey book. That's some of the original concepts of the Jets. And on that side,
There it is.
you have that color scheme. And what I wish more people
Now that I know that,
knew
I
about
appreciate
that.
No, now
Is
that
this
I know
like the
that,
90s?
I appreciate that jersey way more now that I know
Yep,
that.
But just because they're pulling
Yeah.
from a jersey that was a prototype doesn't mean that it's good.
I think it's interesting
fair.
though.
You're fair.
There's
Yeah.
more like if you know about it, like that's kind of like it's a really cool thing to know. I feel like it's
Yeah.
it's like it's an extra little fact you can
It's trivia.
tell your friends and they'll be like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Next category.
Next category.
Hey.
Best new digs. So this was the best non-reverse retro alternate that was worn during the 2020-2021 season. Not a lot of nominations. And it looks like it was limited to only jerseys that were introduced in the off season. So it's not anything that was carried over from previous teams. I don't know if that was on purpose, people interpreted the rule that way, or if that was just kind of where people fell. But those are your nominations. I will go through all 5 of them because there's only 5. In last place, Vegas Golden Knights, 78 votes, 12.6%.
Where it should be.
I was expecting it to be like middle. I'm gonna be honest.
Please tell
In
me they did.
4th place, Chicago Blackhawks.
Okay, it's fine.
That works. That works. Yeah.
So 4th place, Golden Knights. Okay, got it.
Yep.
In 3rd place, rolling at 111 votes, 17.9%, the Monster Energy Dallas Stars lime green jersey.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it didn't win.
I honestly thought that was gonna be last place. I thought that was.
I
gonna
thought
be
It
those
should
were
have been.
lame.
Should have been top 2. I don't know why. I like
Yeah.
Monster Energy.
It should have been bottom 2 in the league.
I like how crazy it is, but I also just hate the jersey.
In 2nd place, with 124 votes, 20%, the Washington Capitals.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Happy to be here. Oh.
And then in 1st place with over 100 votes, 100 more votes than the 2nd place contestant, San Jose Heritage jersey. 226
Oh, yeah.
people voted for it.
Love it.
Fitting.
Surprise.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I voted that one. I thought that was the best one for sure.
No brainer.
Shout out to Terry Smith, also past guest on the podcast.
Twice.
I don't know.
Oh,
Those
is
drummers.
that the Let's Get Moving drum?
No, I'm sorry, guys. You have to bear with me. I've had like 7 beers at this point. So I'm accidentally hitting a lot of buttons.
Little drummer boy's real excited.
So coming in dead ass last with as most underrated. Don't even know how it was nominated. 16 votes. The Detroit Red Wings reverse retro.
There you go.
I don't like. We're just happy to be here.
Literally.
Today I learned there's 16 Detroit Red Wings fans in this vote.
At least
I
people
think
feel
some of
bad.
those were some of those were meme votes, probably.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Had to be.
Had to be trolls.
Or just bots.
Could you vote for multiple on this one?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
One vote
I
each.
think the issue is that it's so poorly rated that it has the most potential to be underrated, but it doesn't. It's perfectly rated as.
I
gar-
will say it looks better when it has the kid on it, but it doesn't.
It's a
make
practice
it better.
jersey.
It doesn't make it any
It's a
better. But when the
practice
numbers
jersey.
are on
It is.
it,
It is so
it's
bad.
nicer. It's
It is
nicer
so
with the
bad.
numbers, but it's still not good.
All right, just ahead of Detroit, we had with 24 votes, 3.8%, the Edmonton Oilers away jersey.
Oh, that was my pick for first.
Oh.
But I will say the Oilers away jersey is actually not a terrible jersey.
I think it looks really nice, actually.
I think it's a lot better than their home jerseys. This is
Yes.
By a long shot.
Agreed.
All right, edging out the Oilers away is the Oilers Navy alt with 51 votes and 8%.
What?
that one should have been below Detroit.
Wow.
I will say that should have been below Detroit.
That's their best jersey
Not
that they
a
have right
chance.
now.
All right, next up in 5th place, I believe, with 58 votes, 9.2%, is the Rangers reverse retro.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I don't really think it's underrated though.
Yeah,
so
well, yeah. So I guess that's why it would be so low because I think it's a good jersey. I don't think people
Mhm.
really hate
It
it.
is.
I think people were like it was dumb because it didn't have the extra arm piece, but they were like, it's still a nice jersey. Like
It's
it's
a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit
pretty
lazy,
solid.
and I think it got overshadowed by a lot of the nicer reverse retros too, because there were a lot of ones that were nicer, but it's still
and it
not a
also
bad
sold
jersey.
out very fast.
To me,
Yeah.
it's just not reverse enough. Make it red. Make it
Fair
all
enough.
red.
You could argue like Calgary has the same issue where it wasn't really a reverse; they just did the same thing.
It's
where they
the
just-
exact same
Tampa.
thing, just the striping and the same color on the
Right.
side.
Fair.
In both jerseys, I think they got rid of like the different color end of the sleeve and went with like the main color, which I think was in both cases a downgrade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a little bit.
I would have liked to see an actual if they were not going to go reverse and just do a retro, I would have wanted them to see an actual retro where there was literally just a carbon copy of the old thing, but they found a way to make both of them just a little bit worse.
All right, 4th place, 75 votes, 11.9%. Nashville Predators reverse retro.
I like the Preds reverse retro. It's
That's a good one.
It's solid. It
feel
needed
like
the
it-
logo on both sides of the shoulder, but
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Third place with 13.6% of the vote, 86 votes is the Canadiens reverse retro.
Okay.
That I think our biggest objections when we get to the winner here is going to be that's not underrated. That's really
Right.
well rated already. Like
Yeah, I'm looking at what's left.
Because
It's like
I
they're not.
there's two
They're not.
jerseys left, and they're both beautiful jerseys. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen because I feel like the Predators was a pretty popular one. I feel like the Canadians I could see that kind of as being underrated, maybe.
If we were to
But-
just remove the last two jerseys out of it, I would be happy with what the votes are.
Yeah.
Because I think the top two jerseys are kind of like they're already like nicer than I wouldn't consider them underrated, especially not Columbus.
Right.
So, should I do first place since if I say
yeah.
second place, it's
Mhm.
obvious? So,
Sure.
first place with 34% of the vote, 215 votes is the Columbus Blue Jackets Cannon alt jersey.
I mean, it's a great jersey, so
It's
no
the
wonder
best
it
jersey
won.
they've ever worn
Yeah.
by far.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Felt logo.
I'm gonna go on record and say I don't like it.
I'm gonna
Oof.
go on record and say I don't like you,
Whoa.
Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
fair.
like the font or the number font on it, to be
I like
honest.
it. I personally really like the font.
I kind of like it. I think it's cool.
think
their
it's
font's a
all
bit more
right.
It's a bit more unique than other teams.
Yeah.
I just
just-
muted
It's still
Mike.
not, it's not
Yeah.
crazy.
You
It's still
muted
a
me.
bit more unique. That's good.
Kick him.
I'm
All right.
hosting this thing.
Kick him. Kick yourself.
You wouldn't have this without me.
Oh,
I have the
wow,
results, guys. I have the results.
Hold him
And I
hostage.
like the Columbus jersey, so I'll take over from here.
yeah. Love it. All right.
Yeah, so Tampa number 2. Yeah, Tampa's also is really good. I don't want to overshadow Tampa's by just talking about
Mhm.
Columbus, but Tampa knocked it out of the park with their jersey.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Tampa only had about half as many votes, I think.
Oh man, I
as
should have worn this jersey for the
Columbus.
next category. Damn it.
Can we just like skip to what number 1 is on this? Because I think we all know what number 1's going to be.
Oh, it's Dallas.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got to be Dallas.
It's gonna be
I'm
one
gonna
of
say
a
Vegas.
Dallas jersey.
I know.
I was gonna say
I
Vegas.
disagree. I'm gonna say Vegas.
I don't
Which
know.
Dallas as
Gotta
well.
be Vegas.
I thought it would be
Yeah, which Dallas?
St.
That's a
Louis.
good
Which
Louis.
one? That's a good question.
No, it's got to be
Come on,
Dallas.
ours isn't that
The
bad.
neon
God,
green.
could you imagine if those two Dallas jerseys were their home and away?
Beautiful.
Jesus, no.
It'd be
Please
horrible.
Oh my
Especially
God.
with the all white
Just kiss.
stupid kit they have.
And the third can be the Booterus.
Bro, don't give
Edward
Adidas
Mark.
any
Edward
ideas.
Mark Heritage.
Oh, Dallas is going 1-2. Like
No matter
that.
how you
I'm,
cut
sa-
it,
I'm
these
saying
three are the
I'm
top
saying the
three.
reverse retro for Dallas is going to be number 1. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And then I think the lime
No
green
way.
alt's going to be
I
number
think
2.
lime green alt's going to be number 1.
No, I think
It's
lime
gotta
green's
be.
number 2.
No,
It's at
golden
least
nice
black.
is
The
gonna be
black
golden
helps.
white nice is
The
gonna be number
black
1.
helps.
Dan, hit that drummer boy.
Okay.
Third place with 135 people voting. Vegas Golden Knights
All right.
Snubbed.
It is.
Yep.
It's
Okay.
the battle of the stars.
makes
And which
Dallas
ones-
1-2.
It's literally
one's
metallic
good?
and reflective.
Yeah, I know. Literally,
Add the
somehow
gold
the
helmets to
shiny,
that.
somehow the
I-
shiny jersey didn't become the most blinding one.
Well, to be fair, I don't think that the picture from NHL uniforms really shows
Yeah.
the sparkle, but people that are familiar with it probably know it.
Uneducated voters.
Right, right. I did post this to our hockey, so better than our NHL, but whatever.
What you should have done is you should have posted that
Not by
reveal
much.
video. Should have posted that reveal video with Wayne Knight and Lil Jon. But they reveal it together, and it's
Oh,
just all
God.
sparkly.
All right, do you want first place or second place next?
I think we should do first place because it's
Okay.
like
Yeah, go first.
First place, by far, 243 people, 38% of the vote. The lime green alt.
Yeah.
The Monster Energy jersey.
It
Takes
could only
it.
be you.
Yeah.
And then at second place with about 100 less, The Dallas Stars reverse retro, 151 people voted.
I
Wow.
would say the reverse retro is worse. It's just so white.
It is worse. Honestly, I think people took this really literally. Oh, the lime green, it's so bright. It's going to blind me. I feel like that's honestly what people did.
Mm-hmm.
They're both terrible jerseys.
Yeah,
and Dallas
they're
has
both
a
awful.
horrible.
People voted based on
Jersey
the
set.
definition. Yeah, strange.
I mean, yeah, it's like we gave them pictures and they voted on the pictures. To be fair, so
I think what we can all agree on is that Dallas just has something against their fans' eyesight.
All right. Most likely to never change.
Basically, the original 6
You
jerseys
know,
with a couple of
this is a tougher one to
I have an early
predict.
pick for the last
There's
place.
no Leafs because they changed their leaf recently.
Yeah.
Leafs were not nominated.
original 6 teams, they rarely change.
I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely.
Definitely not. Definitely not a wrong answer.
But if there was an original 6 team to change, and like the two that have really changed since are the Bruins and Leafs over the years.
Right. I feel like the Red Wings and the Canadians are probably the least likely to ever change their home and away set, though.
Yeah. I mean, they really haven't since like, well, for the Canadians at least since like the 30s, I guess.
Well, you'll have to wait to find out.
In fourth
Well,
place,
let's keep it rolling.
with 40 votes, 6.2%, the Blackhawks.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought they were going to be number 1. I'm pretty sure I voted for them number 1. But I do agree absolutely with the logo change.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely should be a thing. That was absolutely overlooked on my part, at least, when voting for this. Is because, yeah, the logo is bound to be changed sooner than later, and it should be changed sooner.
And didn't Chicago just change the toilet bowl collars as well?
Yeah,
recently?
it's no longer this priest collar here. It's the one that's in the image.
Honestly, that's a minor enough change that like I can kind of
I
just
don't
let it
consider
slide.
that. Yeah, like that's one
Like
thing
the overall design of the jersey hasn't changed and is like that's probably what most people were considering. They probably weren't like, oh, this
Minor
small
tweak.
part of the color changed and therefore I'm gonna vote differently. They're probably thinking big picture, which is again probably why people like kind of skipped over the logo. Which is, you're right. That's a good point. I didn't consider that when voting.
If the Blackhawks were to move, though, I would also like move their jersey design. I would really like them to go to like a black as like their main jersey color instead of red. Just because I feel like there's a lot of red teams in the league already.
Well, they did that in the 90s.
Yeah, I feel like they should go
2000s.
back to it. I'm saying.
And actually, didn't they have an edge, a black edge? They did.
They did. Yep.
Yes.
The Winter
Yeah.
Classic style, yeah. And then
No,
they
even
changed it.
before
I mean,
they brought back the black one for a few years.
Yeah,
Oh.
black alt. I think
Yeah.
they did have a black
Oh
alt.
yeah,
Early
they totally
2010s.
did. But
Was it
I absolutely
only
think that it would work.
6100 or was it?
No, they had an
Edge
edge
too.
too. I
No, that
believe.
was Edge.
Okay.
In third place, with 47 votes, 7.3% of the vote is the Boston Bruins. All right, Dan, get the drum roll ready.
He ran to get beer. Oh,
Oh, there we go.
He's
He's
back.
back.
He's back.
There we go. With 50.2% of the vote, 324 votes total. The most likely jersey to never change is the Detroit Red Wings.
So a little bit of back behind the scenes on this. This was the only jersey that got more than 50% of the vote
Yeah.
out of
Oh.
all
In
of
any
the
category?
contestants in any category. This is the only jersey to Pac-Man the pie chart.
So a clear winner.
Oh, by far, I could have called this one day one.
Pretty surprising. I thought Montreal would have been really up there. You know, I honestly think that partially the reason that Montreal wasn't as high is probably because of that reverse retro, because it looks so different.
Well, Montreal does have a history of minor changes even mid-run because there were 2 edges because they changed the collar late in the edge
right.
run.
That's
Versus
right.
the Red Wings, it doesn't matter what jersey template, what manufacturer, it doesn't matter. They all have the exact same layout. And they just don't change.
The only thing they did change was like finally centering the Red Wings logo.
Yeah, and then they moved the captain's patch to the.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Most in need of a facelift. I feel like this is going to be a very contentious conversation here. I'll go through all of them. In last place, I guess then makes it the least in need of a facelift, is Philly. In 6th place with 31 votes, Winnipeg, which surprised me.
Yeah.
That seems low.
Yeah. Considering how much they have to work with in terms of the original Jets designs and colors,
Just
I
go
feel
back
like
to
they left
Heritage.
so much on the table.
Does anyone want to like? I miss the original logo. I want
Yeah.
to see it back. I don't know.
The original
I-
colors
I
too.
Full
think-
time.
I think those heritage jerseys that they have are eventually going to come back full time. Like now
Please.
that you have it as an alt, especially that it's an alt again this season, like the heritage, I think that's going to absolutely 2-3 years. That heritage and the white one will be their home and away sets, which is beautiful.
It is, though. I mean, I
Mhm.
know that they want to have a new identity from the original Jets team that they had, but the original colors are so much better.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of the muted palette that they switched to, but that's just me. I'm a big fan of all things garish.
In 5th place with 41 votes, Tampa Bay. Probably because
Yeah.
they just won back-to-back cups. They'll never change from this look, but
Yeah.
I do think looking at their kits in this picture, I forget how much I actually love that alternate.
The alternate,
That black.
it's
it's
just
sick.
small
Gradient.
small gradient.
Yeah,
just
it's
really nice.
chef's kiss. It's awesome.
Though I'll say that they only look good custom. I would say I feel like the blanks are a little.
What happened?
Meh.
in 4th place with 81 votes, the Capitals.
I have not been surprised yet. I think this is unfolding exactly as I expected.
I would say that they
These-
should be like in the top 3. Like I feel.
They're,
like
I mean,
they
they're
are
in the
one
top
of the
4. Like out of
Oh,
30,
I
out of
know.
all the teams in the league, that's like
Recount.
that's fair.
I think they
these next
fall in.
3 though are absolutely the 3 that need refreshed the most.
Well,
So-
the Capitals fall into the category of should change and everyone knows it, but they won a cup in it recently.
I don't
So
think
I
they're going
fucked
to
up.
do it until Ovechkin retires. That's
And
my
I think-
guess.
I think a refresh for them would be fine. I just don't like their the crest, like the Capitals word mark. If they
Yeah.
replace that, then like I
that
think the
wing
jersey's
piece-
fine.
Skrigal.
These other
Gotta
jerseys
go back to
though, like I
Skrigal.
think the colors and the design and like everything about it needs refreshed, not just the front.
Put that shoulder logo on their main.
Yeah.
That
No.
Weagle, I think that's
No.
what they call it. The Weagle
Is
needs to
Weagle.
be the main logo.
I don't know.
I agree. I
we've
think that
talked
would
a
be an
lot.
amazing crest.
It
I
looks
think
a
it's
lot on
it's,
the on the
it's a
Discord
really
about
good
it.
designed crest, and I feel like it would really work.
It looks
I don't
so
know.
weird.
I'm
though.
on the other side of that. Like, there's been a debate about Weagle Crest in Discord, probably like several times. I can't see it being a good crest.
If I had the choice between Weagle and Skrigal, I would go Skrigal any day. But I don't
Oh,
see
God,
them
yes.
going back to the Skrigal full time anytime soon.
Skrigal
Okay.
with the new colors would be great.
Oh, I know. If they did the reverse retro, then a white version of that, that would just be perfect.
So in actual 4th place was Columbus.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, what category?
In-
Okay, yeah.
In actual 3rd place is Washington. And the thing that I'll say about Washington is I have 2 problems with it. One, they're the Capitals with an A instead of the Capitols, like the Capitol building with an O. And the other thing is, if they went with Capitals with an A, their entire logo is lowercase letters. So what are they?
But isn't
Are they the capital lowercase letters
like-
or the capital building?
It's like
No,
the
the-
caps one that was
That's the
like
funniest.
caps word mark that's all in lowercase.
All lowercase letters.
But it says caps. It's just
But isn't the A, right? Obviously, the difference between like the place, like the actual building, and then the place, isn't it just supposed to represent the nation's capital, not necessarily the building itself?
I mean, they only featured the Capitol building once, and like,
Twice.
it wasn't a huge part of it. Or twice.
it's in the
okay,
Weagle.
so,
It's in the It's under the Weagle.
Oh, that's right.
Look at the
true.
spaces, yo.
Oh
Yeah.
wait. Well, the dome's also in the new alt, with on the top of the W of the P.
No, that's
W.
the Washington Monument.
That's the monument.
Oh, sorry. I'm Canadian. I don't
Sorry,
know
I'm
these
Canadian.
American monuments. Just ignore me.
That was the most Canadian apology ever, too. In 2nd place, actual 2nd place, and I'm checking my numbers to make sure. With 116 votes, the LA Kings, making Anaheim they crushed it. 286 votes for Anaheim. They need a rebrand.
Jaden
As much as I
They
hate
do.
Anaheim's jerseys, I would argue that I think LA needs to change before
LA
Anaheim.
just changed this year, though.
All right. Blair?
Okay.
Okay, so there's a lot of them. I don't want to go through all of them. It is 10:30 here on the East Coast, so just for that, I'll give you. I don't even know. I'll give you the last place, and then I'll give you the top 3.
Okay. Sounds good.
So in last place with 5 votes, and I guess this makes sense. The Tampa Bay Lightning Stanley Cup Final that was worn in 2021.
Yeah,
Makes
that
sense.
makes sense.
Boring. Sure, they won. Okay, cool, great. I much preferred the Montreal Canadiens doing the French version of it. But yeah, last place, only 5 votes for that one. So makes sense. In third place, jumping all the way up to 83 votes with 12.7% of the vote, Coyotes 25th anniversary patches.
Oh, wow.
Those were good.
I really like both of them. So
The Kachina one, especially.
yeah, the Kachina one's really nice. But I remember they were saying the Kachina was supposed to be worn on the reverse retro, and they never wore it on it. Which, I mean, probably for the better because it didn't really fit the colors. But I was really upset because I wanted to put that patch on my Kachina. Or on
Yeah,
my...
that's a patch I
Yeah.
want to put on a jersey, but I absolutely hate the customization that went along with it. Like their
Yeah.
anniversary
The
customization, the
silver-
silver,
the
it
silver
was
sucked.
so bad.
It
So
sucked.
unfortunately,
The minor
I'm
change,
gonna
but yeah.
just do a hard pass on that patch.
That's
Not
gone
be a
next
part of
year,
my
right?
collection, which is unfortunate because it really is a cool patch.
That's not coming back next year, right? That silver.
I don't think so. I think it was solely because it was their
I
silver
was pretty
25
sure it was
anniversary.
only for that,
so-
but I forgot to check if it
Yeah.
came back on the new ones. But...
Should have just done a peyote patch as well. Just pull out everything.
In second place, 92 votes. Winnipeg Jets 10th anniversary / Dale Hawerchuk patch. I love that
Alright.
thing.
It's a good patch.
A really good one.
And it worked well. Like, I mean, for like the unfortunate circumstance, but
Yeah.
like, it worked out really. It worked well within the patch, and it was
The-
nice because
the
they wore
double
the
10.
patch the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it was always there. So you
It
always
was
had
on the
Dale
Aviators. It
Hawerchuk-
was on, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
you
great
always
patch.
had the Dale Hawerchuk patch always on there, and I felt like it was kind of both, like obviously the anniversary, but I felt like there was a bit more emphasis on like the Dale Hawerchuk.
Yeah, and it's in that number 10 in there is also the colors that they
Yeah.
wore back when he played, which is great.
And the colors they should return to.
Agreed. In first place, and it's the stupid Lake Tahoe patch, which wasn't worn on ice, which is the whole point of this. Oh, I was
It's
so
a
mad when this
beautiful
thing kept
patch.
polling in first. It wasn't worn on ice, people.
But
I
I will
get that it's a
say-
cool design. Ah,
Not worn on ice, worn on our hearts.
yes, exactly.
I like the Marlowe. You know?
Yeah, if
The
we
Marlowe's
want to
good,
go
too.
That was a
Yeah.
good
true,
one.
if we want to do true top 3 that were actually worn on ice, Marlowe was third. He 73 votes, 10 behind the Coyotes.
I'm
So-
surprised Columbus isn't as high because that cannon patch, I really like the cannon patch. It's up.
How did the fake retro like Tampa Bay patch do? Because that's another one that wasn't
Yeah.
worn for a game that I thought was like that was
I-
deserving of
I
some kind of
absolutely
award.
love that patch. Like if I had a Tampa Reverse Retro, I'd 110% get
same.
one of those.
Okay. Most likely to become a throwback. So a jersey that was worn last year, 2020, 2021, that will be brought back as a throwback in the future. Last place, I don't even want to count it as last place because I think it was nominated as a meme and only 4 people voted for it. Detroit.
I like how
We'll
I
wear it in
highlighted
practice.
it before you
But
said
why
it.
is
yeah.
Tampa on there?
I believe
I guess
Oh, I see what you mean. Like in the future to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
this
so
will be
if-
brought back as a throwback.
Okay,
I could see it if
I
Tampa
get
ever
it, because they
rebrands.
won-
They
because
could
they
go,
won
they
the
could
cup.
go back to
They
their
won
cup
the cup.
history and all
They
that.
won the
Right.
cup.
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. The Jets one, I don't really see. I don't really see that one ever coming back.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I like it, honestly. I don't hate it, but I don't see it ever coming back.
So in true last place, not a meme vote, Carolina Hurricanes.
Ooh.
39% of people said that this was going to come back as a throwback in the future. Specifically the home.
It already, like, I don't think they're going to really move from it anytime soon. Unless they go to their third jersey, I don't think they move from this jersey.
It's so similar to the home jerseys or road jerseys. If you go back far enough, it's so similar to all the other ones. If you're going to throw back to one, you throw back to the Cup year.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You're not going to throw back to the Adidas year or the whatever, but.
In fifth place, Tampa Bay home, 44 votes.
It's a pretty boring design, to be fair.
It's just a.
It has the sentimental quality.
I get it. It's like I understand why they'll throw back to it because like it will happen because of the cups, especially if they win another cup this year. If they do the three-peat, the 110% it will come back. But like it's a really boring jersey when you think about it.
Especially since you're basically wearing the Tampa
I'm
Bay
wearing,
jersey with
yeah,
the Leafs
exactly.
logo on it.
I mean, I don't like the Leafs.
Yeah, nice.
I think the
like
Leafs
that.
is basically pretty boring too, but I like the Leafs more than Tampa's.
And they're even next to each other alphabetically, so they're sitting on my rack next to each other. I can't even tell the difference.
No, 100%.
Okay, moving on to fourth place, Anaheim Ducks. And I think the person that nominated the Ducks specifically told me in the eggplant and jade.
Huh.
So we're looking at the orange one because that was one that was worn last year. But
yeah, no, I think absolutely the jade comes back at some point. But I think if you were to put the jade jersey on this thing, that 100% would have been first.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you put the orange one in there kind of might have like put it lower than it really should have been. I think if you would have put the jade jersey in there, I think it would.
Yeah, but jade wasn't worn last year, so it was ineligible.
I mean,
by my own rules that I made up when I made this.
The
Just
rules
make
that
an
also
exception
allowed the
just for
Lake,
this.
the rules that allowed the Lake Tahoe patch to win a category.
Yeah, those exact rules.
They were dumped at Ross last year.
In third place, the Aviator, the Jets Aviator alt.
I said my piece on it. I said my piece on it already. So
I'm genuinely surprised. I didn't think anybody would have expected that to come back anytime soon.
Yeah, probably because it was the only other thing that they've worn, other than the heritage stuff. So first and second place, both Arizona jerseys. So first place by an overwhelming majority, 245 people voted, 37.9% of the vote, the reverse retro.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Like I said actually earlier, like I could see it coming back maybe as a purple jersey, like similar to the reverse retro, but I don't know if we'll per se get the exact reverse retro come back. But I could see a very similar jersey to it coming back. But I'm surprised this Arizona second home, or like their old home, I guess, is up there. Because I don't really see them throwing back to that.
Well, they're already doing it next year.
Right next year.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I don't know. It's just like, it seems like such a weird jersey for them to go back to.
Yeah, second home got 123 votes, 19% of the vote. So, yeah. Looks like we'll see the peyote in the future. We're on to alternates. Most likely they become a full-time home or away. I will go through the top. Well, I'll say the least, and then I'll say the top three.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that.
I'm rooting for the Oilers.
So in last place with 33 votes, which actually wasn't too bad, Minnesota Wild reverse retro.
Okay.
I
In
thought
last
the
place?
heritage would be.
It's a good jersey. I just don't think it's gonna. I don't think there's any odds that they actually adopt that color scheme.
Only if they get sponsored by Subway.
Yeah, honestly, we're getting sponsorships on jerseys. Put the patch right in. That you want a patch that fits the color scheme of the jersey. There you go.
We got a Sprite jersey. We got a Monster Energy jersey. Why not a Subway jersey?
Sure.
Exactly.
Perfect. There we
Jersey.
go. Advertisement settled. I no longer have a problem with them.
Just adopt the color schemes, right? Third place. Edmonton Oilers, Navy Alt.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
People
like
want it.
a guaranteed home jersey.
Like it's
I thought
already
that's
like that's the thing. We already know it's probably coming back. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
coming to like a home jersey. I'm pretty sure they already said. Like most of their media still uses that as like their primary jersey. Like everything except for it officially being changed.
Pretty much.
Second place. The Cannon. Columbus Blue Jackets
Oh,
Cannon.
Okay.
wow.
See, the only thing is I don't see it coming as an away. So like I feel like it wouldn't come to be like a full-time home and away just for the fact that I don't think they would make an away version of it.
oh, but it would be cream.
Oh, I know.
That's true.
I would love it because I love cream jerseys. I'm a sucker for anything cream, but I don't think they would do it.
Isolate that audio.
Submit the
I
word
walked
jerseys
into
from that.
one, man.
In first place, the Jets Heritage jersey. Makes
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, they need to.
There's no reason it shouldn't.
Okay, fair.
sense. So this one was actually super close. Edmonton
Sharks?
was only in third place by 2 votes. San Jose Sharks Heritage was right
Okay.
behind it.
Okay,
Interesting.
that makes more sense.
What
Yeah.
What did I
Okay.
miss? Did I miss the first place?
Winnipeg Jets Heritage.
Interesting. I did not see that, but I can see it now that I think about it. But
Yeah.
I
Just
was
bring
not
back both
expecting that.
Heritage jerseys as a home and away kit. You're set.
And you're printing money.
Wow.
All
I mean-
Jersey's coming off. I'm eating food.
Just wear a dark one. Okay, one of my favorites, Cutest Couple. Best home and away set. I know Arizona technically had a throuple in there because they had 3 jerseys that were worn as technically primary jerseys. But Cutest Couple. Last place, Philly. 30 votes for Philly on that one.
That was Dex trying to recruit people to vote for that. Yeah, that's what happened there.
Hmm.
In third place, the thruple, Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
Okay.
In second place, the Sabres.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How close is this to first? Because I feel like that might have been close.
22 votes apart.
Oh
Yeah.
out
Man.
of 650.
It's got to be the Canucks, or
No,
not the
it's-
Canucks.
I was gonna say
the
Flames.
Flames.
Yeah.
It has
Flames.
to be the Flames.
First place is Flames.
Yep.
Yeah, there we
There
go.
you go.
Nice.
Oh.
Like I'm a Canucks fan. I have to admit that's a really
It's-
nice
they're,
set.
Like
It is.
yeah, it works so well.
Where'd the
I
Blues
mean, they
finish
were
up on that one?
gifted the design, but
Blues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th.
Oof. Ow.
If the
Ooh.
Blues went with their Heritage and their Winter Classic of this year, I would rank that in the top 3.
clown
like-
jersey.
I really don't like the Blues kits as they are now.
Yeah, I don't like their current ones. If they were like the cream alt or like the cream Winter Classic and the Heritage light blue or whatever, that set is by far a top 3 in
Yep.
this category.
Agreed.
See, I like the day they brought these back, I think it was 2014 from the Edge ones. It was one of the happiest jersey days of my life. I mean, like that's a bit of like playing it up too much, but I love these.
For sure.
There's too many colors on it for me.
I don't know.
And my biggest problem is if you look at the home and the away jersey, the front crest is different colors.
Yeah.
What's your
that's another
identity?
thing.
I mean, I get it. The
Hmm.
Blues is plural. They are the St. Louis Blues, but which blue are you?
No, the blues is in the music genre.
I know.
Yep.
Mhm.
No, I know that.
But they do
It's
use
also a
like,
color.
They also use like 5 different blues though.
Yeah.
because
It
I'm
also
pretty
described
sure-
the team for the first 51 years of their existence.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
But I'm pretty sure like even like the reverse retro and the other non-reverse retro one, I'm pretty sure that's another separate blue.
The
from all
clowns
the
are
other
dark
ones.
royal, same color as the Canucks,
It's
the
like there's
Leafs.
so many different blues for St. Louis, and I like it.
I like
Me,
that.
it makes sense, but
Yeah.
you know, that's just me.
Music though, it's supposed to be music.
Yeah.
Well, if they went with the trumpet jersey, there would have been a lot of music on the ice.
I'm personally looking forward to this next category. I
It's
love
an easy win. I think I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your prom king and queen.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all
Mm.
think it.
All right, it
It's
has
either
to be.
it's either that or against Arizona. Like it's either the
Mhm.
Minnesota and Arizona or Minnesota and LA. It's one
Last
of the
place
two.
has
Yeah.
to be Flyers and Rangers, right? Like, can we just
Last
agree
place
that
with
does-
29
that does
votes.
not even belong in this category.
I don't even know why they were nominated. Flyers and Rangers, last
It's-
place.
Okay.
I just can't. I can't
Before
handle that.
we start this, because I feel like the last place minus like New York and Philadelphia is going to be Philadelphia and Boston's reverse retro. And I just want to say I'm just happy that they went with two jerseys that aren't like a white and a color jersey. Like there's two color jerseys on the ice. I just
Agreed.
love when they do
Bring
stuff
back
like that.
yellow as an
And
alternate to white.
I think that is like exactly. Yellow and cream should be alternates to white.
They were back in the 80s
They should be
and
still.
70s.
And I think like it should. I want to just give it that little props for doing that before, because I know it's probably gonna be last.
In fourth place, Philly's reverse retro and Boston's reverse retro.
No, I voted for that for first place. That's by far the best. You can't convince me otherwise.
It's really
Plus
good.
the setting.
I really like Philadelphia's reverse retro.
It's
I don't know.
gorgeous.
I don't know if this
I'm
was.
not gonna lie. I'm a Penguins fan, and the Flyers reverse retro is gorgeous. That matchup is gorgeous. That's all I have
Yeah.
to say. It's incredible.
Also, like the sunset and all that. Like it's,
Right,
like,
and I'm not
dusk,
sure
it's
if
just, like,
I'm not sure if that was
Absolutely.
taken into
that
account.
might-
I watched
fair.
that game live, and it was absolutely beautiful. Everything about it. My team
remember
wasn't
watching the
involved, but
Vegas
it was
and
one,
Colorado.
honestly one of the highlights of the season for me. It was such a cool experience. Lake Tahoe is amazing.
That was I remember the Vegas and Colorado one though. That one didn't work out very well because the ice melted.
Oh, yeah.
before they could get to the
Right.
first period.
they
I
had to
remember
move
trying
it
to
till
watch
later.
that. Yeah, it was like 7 hours between first and
Oh,
second
jeez.
period.
Good game in the end, though.
Oh yeah.
So the remaining options are green against purple, or Vegas against Colorado.
And I'm gonna say Vegas and Colorado is probably last.
So in third place, Minnesota against Arizona.
Interesting.
Okay.
Polling at 94 votes, 14.5% of the vote. I don't know why it did so much worse than the other two, but it did. In second place, should I do first place? What do you want?
I just have a feeling it's Vegas, Colorado, second.
For what?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like that's gonna be second. I
And
feel like we should
Kings
go
versus
first.
Minnesota.
Yep.
You got
We
it.
should go with
Vegas versus Colorado in second place with 164 votes, about 50 more than the third place contestant. And then in first place by over 100 from
Nice.
the second place vote, LA Kings versus Minnesota.
That looks so
It's-
sick,
it's a
though.
perfect
you
It
know?
does.
Oh, yeah.
a perfect matchup.
Considering like besides from the logos, like the striping patterns were pretty similar from what they were at the time. At least from what I know.
No,
I
no,
like the
no. I
si-
agree.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the symmetry of the gold, that they both have
Oh.
golds in it.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say that's gotta be
Me too.
like it shocked me in a way that the purple and like the predominant colors in these were so similar, yet they perform so differently. And I think it has to be the gold that tied them
Mhm.
together as a pair.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's your prom king and queen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can agree with it.
I mean, sometimes you don't even need logic. You just look at it and it works.
Okay, so from the best jerseys to the worst jerseys.
I love
Okay.
this. I love
And
the
I-
name of this category.
I did
It's
order
great.
these questions on purpose, so this does follow up your prom king and queen on purpose. Looks most like a Walmart jersey. Those horrible jerseys that you'll find on the rack at Walmart that don't even look like they're licensed by the sport at all, but they somehow sell them.
I know who the winner is here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna scroll through all 6 of these. There's not too many of them. Last place, 26 people voted, 4% of it. The Preds reverse retro.
That's
Ooh.
actually a
I
legitimately
like
nice
that.
jersey.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
that
kind of
should
a
not have
weird
been
one to be
here.
thrown on there.
Silver damps.
Nice.
Say no more. That's all you had to say.
There's two things I like in life: is silver dimps and creamy dimps.
Oh, don't isolate that auto. With one more vote than the Predators, the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
27 people voted for that one.
Okay.
Look, it's not a good jersey, but it's not
It's
a
just
Walmart
boring.
jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's perfectly
Agreed.
dull.
Fourth place. Now we're getting into some actual numbers here. 89 people voted for the Jets.
Okay.
Jets
All
reverse retro.
Interesting.
In third place of looks most like a Walmart jersey with 124 people voting. Dallas Stars lime
Okay.
green alt.
All right, all right.
I actually like that one. Like, it took some getting used to, but they took a chance.
Mhm.
I don't think it deserves. I think it should have placed lower solely off the fact that Walmart wouldn't be that dumb to make a jersey. Like Walmart jerseys,
I heard
they're just
Walmart
like
Preds.
knockoff.
What is
like,
going
but
on?
they try, but they fall just a little bit short. That is so out there in left field that like it would never be a Walmart jersey. Come on now, that's unrealistic.
Like Walmart would do the most bland version of that. Like there's no way they would even think of going with neon green.
It would be like white.
It'd be
the green would
gray.
be white or gray or
Gray,
like-
the color of everyone's psych at Walmart.
In second place, I had to remember how to count to two. With 130 people voting, only 6 more than the Dallas Stars. Your second place, most Walmart-y jersey, Toronto Maple Leafs reverse retro,
Okay.
which makes your winner by a staggering amount the Detroit Red Wings reverse
I wanna-
retro.
The thing is, though, I feel like the Detroit one doesn't actually really look like a Walmart jersey. It's just
doesn't.
a lazy jersey. Toronto, I would say, actually looks like something you would see in Walmart. because the
Toronto-
gray is just weird.
Toronto,
like-
it looks like they took a Ballard era jersey and just washed it too many times and it turned gray.
Toronto looks like one of those sweaters that you'd buy at like not even Walmart, like
Picking up the Toronto.
like the Leaf store. And they would sell it like cheap and it would be like kind of like crusty on the crest.
Crusty?
Like they would be like flaking off like a few months after getting it.
We've talked about creamy and now crusty. I don't.
Oh God.
This conversation's weird.
Hey.
What did I just join?
Biggest missed opportunity from last year. I think we all know what that should win. But I'll scroll through
I
these
know
anyways.
it should be last. Like
What should be last?
Why is Minnesota on here?
Minnesota had 14 people vote for a 2.2%. Last place.
Yeah, like why is Minnesota as the
Weird.
best
Good.
opportunity?
I think the
that's
reason
a
behind
perfect
that is they didn't use the North Stars logo. They
Okay.
I
used
guess. Or they could have done the M or whatever. I get
Yeah.
it, but
Right.
like I think it looks perfectly fine, and I think it is fine.
Yeah.
I think it
Well,
looks a little
I
It
would
silly.
doesn't make it a
Yes.
bigger missed opportunity than some of the other ones. are.
I think the votes were solely from Salty Stars fans.
Pretty much.
Probably.
But I think like because they were doing reverse retro, so putting the logo in recolored kind of fits the idea of what a reverse retro
Oh,
is. Like
absolutely.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough, but not enough to make it the biggest missed opportunity. With 4 more votes than Minnesota, with 18 total votes, the Rangers reverse retro.
Okay.
I love that jersey, but I don't know if it really fits into the category very well.
Yeah, it's like
Because
the
it's
same as
just the
Minnesota.
original Liberty, but slightly worse.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, in my opinion, a red Lady Liberty would have been really nice.
Or
Yes.
even if
Give
they
us-
had made this sleeves
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
The whole red, white, and blue. Put all 3 of them next to each
Go
other.
to the starter fashion jersey.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that would have been really nice. How many are in this one? In 5th place, is that what I'm up to now? I don't even know how to count anymore.
Sure. Go for it.
Carolina Hurricanes reverse retro, not doing a Hurricanes reverse retro, but doing a Whalers one instead.
How do
I
you
know we talked
do a
about that earlier.
Hurricanes reverse retro that isn't Hartford though?
That's hard.
You
Like,
do it
They've
in
used
red.
the
jerseys are
same
very-
Cooperalls. Cooperalls.
Mhm.
Like,
Like, is the missed opportunity not using more navy for like the Navy Whalers?
yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Navy would have been
Okay.
nice, or Pucky them as a main logo.
Oh,
Ooh,
there
that
you
would've been
go.
The
interesting.
main logo
There you
would have been
go.
interesting, but like,
Original design, just swap the red and black of the Hurricanes.
Hmm.
Ooh.
yeah,
I'm surprised Starter didn't make that a fashion jersey in the 90s.
I will
Oh,
say
man.
Hurricanes are actually quite a hard jersey, like a hard team to make jerseys for, because like
They got it
especially
right
for
the
a
first
reverse
time.
retro. Like, yeah, but
Mhm.
that's the thing. Like, especially for a reverse retro, it's like, what do you really do? Like, they add small things here and there that end up being good changes, but like, it's a pretty good jersey just overall.
Do a
See what they-
black jersey that they won the cup in.
Well, I
Bring
mean,
back the original
Ah.
Hurricane logo, the
I guess-
purple and orange one.
I guess we can check back in another
They can
5 years
recover
after
that.
management changes their jerseys again. Maybe they'll go all Canes.
Fourth place, is that what I'm doing now? Sabres reverse retro, not doing the goat head.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
butter knives are fine. I like the butter.
I think you
Yeah,
went
it
over
turned
this
out well.
It looks really
before,
nice.
and
Yeah.
I think I completely agree with their decision to go with the butter knives. It's not one of the more remembered jerseys, but I think it's honestly one of their top jerseys in their team history.
But I think that's
Yeah.
kind of why I like it more, is because it's not really a remembered jersey.
Yeah,
so when they
exactly.
brought it back, I think I kind of like it more just for, like, the goat head. Don't get me wrong. If they had the goat head, I would have been all over that shit. I'm still kind of mad that I didn't get a Buffalo reverse retro, but like, it was like, I like it just for the fact that it's like a jersey that you don't really remember
Yeah.
instantly when you think about Sabres.
Mhm.
Well, I think it was one that most people forget about, and I don't even know why. I guess they just didn't wear it a whole lot or for very long. But I've said this before, but it's really the only Sabres jersey that has swords as their primary logo. Like every other Buffalo Sabres jersey, if you were to show it to a random person who doesn't know anything about hockey, you say, what kind of jersey is it? It's a Buffalo jersey. This
They're not
one, they'd
wrong.
guess Buffalo swords at least. It's
Well,
closer.
Yeah.
The fun thing about the Sabres logo is it is literally a buffalo and sabers. So if you were to show somebody the Buffalo Sabres logo, they would say, well, there's a buffalo and there's sabers, so it's the Buffalo Sabres.
The Sabres are
Mhm.
so small in the other ones, though.
They're
Like in the
scissors.
main logo, they're just these tiny little versus that's the
I-
primary logo
Yeah.
on the butter knives.
I think the biggest missed opportunity with that jersey was reneging on their original customization plan and not doing like the reverse.
The fully
That-
reverse kiss cut,
That was
Yep.
really
which I have
cool.
never seen on a 3-layer kit, but
It was
it
gorgeous.
looks nice.
I bought the jersey specifically because I saw that customization and said I have to have one. That is the sickest customization ever. And then they backed out on it, and it's kind of upsetting.
Yep. So third place got 101 votes. Second place got 102 votes. So it was very close. These two traded places all the time. Third place officially, Detroit Red Wings reverse retro. Biggest missed opportunity. Well, third biggest missed opportunity, I guess.
they had options. They could have gone for the big D, which would have been my preference, or they could have gone for the barber pole.
They could have done the one that's
Yeah.
And instead they chose a practice
wheel
jersey.
with the cream. They could have done a cream mane with the red and the
Some
old
cream dimps.
The old style wheel. Give me them creamy dimps. I will continue to
Interesting
say that.
conversation again.
Yeah.
Which makes your second place by one vote.
Wow.
Dallas Stars reverse retro.
Mhm.
It's a missed opportunity because it's there and they didn't do it. Because they did it, but they didn't do it. They
think-
literally did what they needed to do, but they just decided to go and forget to put the ink in the printer when they printed it.
Yeah, they
I
wasted all
agree.
their toner on the black ones.
Literally.
That's my exact complaint as well. Just make the outer side of that star a color. You
Do
know, at a bottom.
green or black or even man, if
Silver.
you wanted to do, yeah, I was gonna say do silver, like even
Or-
that would just be something.
Or leave it white and have the Stars word mark gold.
Yeah.
All right.
Well-
so who's our winner?
I think by process of elimination and consensus, New York Islanders reverse retro not doing a fisherman or wave.
Or anything.
Or anything. Or
Or
anything.
anything.
They just
Or
forgot
anything.
to do anything.
299 people voted for it, 46.1% of the votes. Yeah, I would agree.
I voted for that.
I mean,
All
this,
right.
it feels like this particular line of jerseys, the reverse retro, was designed exactly for the fisherman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like
Like,
same
how
with
do
the
you
era
not-
they're
Going
Like-
for is 90s. They're trying to cash in on all that 90s nostalgia for all the millennials who now finally have a little bit of money. And like, fishermen are hard to get. They're iconic, at least to most fans. I know a lot of Islanders fans aren't huge on it, but it perfectly describes the jersey as a missed opportunity.
Yep.
It really is, because they don't want to go back to it ever, like, really full time. And like we all can tell that the Islanders don't want to use the fisherman. Like,
Yeah.
they are very adamant.
Yeah,
about that.
very.
But like with the reverse retros being a 1-year deal, and like so many fans wanting it, this was the time to bring it back. Like,
Well,
this was
didn't
the
they-
time to shut people up, basically, for them.
Yeah,
and like
that's a
give
good
them what
point.
they wanted.
Didn't they
Because-
wear it as like,
Like
a
here it is. Now you're
practice
happy.
jersey?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
All right, we got 3 more categories. Spin through these pretty quickly. This one's going to require me to do a little bit of potential math because the votes were so close on the looks better in person / customized. There was no clear runaway winner. Our top 3 with 90 people voting, 14.2% of the votes.
You're telling me
Dallas Stars
that.
reverse retro.
Oh man! Wow.
There it is.
Wow.
I thought that the lime green was going to do better because the kits on those are really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I don't
Definitely.
see. So you're telling me Vegas is top 2? I don't think the customization on the Vegas changes anything.
I was gonna say
No,
I don't really
it-
like
it's-
the gold jersey either way.
Well,
Equally
so-
as bad customized.
Unless
So
they put
I will
gold
say
helmets.
the category here is looks better in person or customized.
Okay, so I mean, it still doesn't look good
Okay,
either way.
that
So
kinda makes sense.
whatever.
I still think that I'm shocked that Flyers is so low, because I think the Flyers really is a nice
Oh,
looking
yeah.
jersey with the customization. Even like the customization really nice, in person really nice. Like, I think it was. I'm surprised it was so low.
Though they use, this is indefensible. The on ice ones use twill name bars, even though they're color matched.
Mm.
Your first place. I will skip. I will include the drama for unveiling the second place. Looks better in person / customized. Vegas Golden Knights alt is
Wow, you're
your top
joking.
vote with
You're
122 people voting.
Wow.
You are
Lots of
actually
people
joking.
trying to defend their purchase.
Man, that's weird. That's,
Probably.
That's a weird choice.
Making
Also,
the white gin and juice reverse retro. 106 people voted for it. Your second place.
Now, if the Seattle Kraken were on the list, then that would be number 1, because the one thing we have heard from the sub all week is that it looks better in person,
Right.
or that it pops.
Yeah, the numbers.
You know, the eye really pops.
Yeah, bitch
The
pigeon.
pigeon.
You mean the bird wing?
Pigeon.
Bird wing.
pops.
Birdwing.
No, it's dude, there's a whole ass pigeon in that. They need to embrace the pigeon and put it as a side logo, like a arm logo,
Or just have a warm up night.
where it's just like that part of the logo, just enlarged as the pigeon jerseys. I'll buy it.
Okay, your next category. What jersey worn last year is most likely to be a grail? People got very specific
Okay. Yeah.
with their nominees here.
I think it has to be the Coyotes reverse retro. I don't think those were.
They didn't
Pretty
make enough of them
popular.
because they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
it's,
think
it's
it's just that.
Arizona. They have like 5 fans. We'll make 5 jerseys.
Oh shoot, they
I
had 6
think
fans? Oops.
I think it's gonna be the Skriegel, honestly.
That's up there actually. That would be my next choice.
Nordies
And then
too.
also
Right
we
back
saw
to
the
the
price
Superlatives.
just skyrocket on the LA Kings reverse retro too.
Yeah.
So this will be a
Well,
good
the
one.
Nordiques, I'm probably never gonna get to see it on my own until like 2023, considering how hard it is to get one.
Well,
And
so
I might be selling one in a little while, so keep your eye on buy and sell.
So I think the most important part about it becoming a grail is, was it rare when it was new? And usually the grails, the grailiest of grails, were ones that people absolutely hated or nobody expected would be good.
Right.
And
Mustard
everybody
cat.
knew that the Avalanche were going to go with the Nordiques and that it was going to sell out.
Grant, the mustard cat is still a bad jersey. Shut up.
Hey,
Shut up. Your opinion is wrong.
So I have a question for the team here. Who owns one of the grails that are nominated?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One.
5 of them.
Wow.
Well,
I had three.
I
sold
have
two
the
of them.
Coyotes reverse retro.
Yeah, me too.
Grant, flips don't count.
I mean, I got
Hey.
my two are on the wall.
I just sold a Coyotes reverse retro 2 days ago.
The only reverse retro I've left is my Dumo and my Phil.
I think I ended up buying 20.
For index.
I had 19
Shocking.
or 20 of them in total, which was a financially irresponsible thing. But
You should send the picture of all the boxes on your door.
oh, yeah, that's a really good one. I'll send that in the HJ podcast channel. My mail day in December.
Oh man,
I
I can't
was
wait for my
unreal.
mail day.
I remember being
Liam-
I posted that on the subreddit and I got a comment that was like lecturing me on financial responsibility, and I was like, I've made it. That's how you know you've made it, is when you get a comment that's like, you
Like,
should really
sir,
not,
this
like,
is-
you
this
should
is
actually
the
take a good
Jersey
hard
bit,
look at
like-
yourself.
This is the Jersey subreddit. Like, this is
Yeah,
not where you
like,
tell people
I-
about their financials.
Like, I promise you I'll be fine. I'll survive. I don't need the lesson right now. If I wanted that, I'd go to r/personal finance.
All right,
Yeah.
so in dead last place, with only 7 people voting, I don't even really know why it was nominated, but whatever. The Rangers reverse retro.
Yeah.
Not, in my opinion, a grail by any stretch. So there's a tie, and I didn't notice that there was a tie, but there is a tie for 3rd place.
Wow.
Whoa.
So I guess we're gonna have to decide it between the people on the call here. In 3rd place, we've got Minnesota Wild, specifically a Kaprizov reverse retro, and Washington Capitals, specifically an Ovechkin reverse retro.
Okay. Whatever.
I'm gonna go with Kaprizov just because of rookie year.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Kaprizov as well.
I was gonna go Ovechkin.
I'm gonna go
Ovi.
Ovechkin.
I think Skrigal. I think
Gotta go Ovi.
Ovechkin. Like, when I think of Ovi, I think of a Skrigal
Yeah.
instantly.
I do have a question for just this general thing. Was this made when Kaprizov's future was up in the air?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that probably boosted Kaprizov significantly,
Not knowing if he was gonna go back. That
or
year.
just play in the NHL ever again.
Wouldn't, yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't that uncertainty make it less desirable?
More desirable.
No, it'd be more because it'd be like this
'Cause there's a
superstar
chance he
player.
never
Yeah.
plays- he doesn't play, and this was the one time that he would ever wear this jersey, and it's like already a rare
But-
jersey as it is, plus Kaprizov on it, who might
But
not
by
play.
being out of that NHL, like, out of the public eye, he wouldn't gain that same, like, oh my god, I have to have his jersey kind of thing, right?
True.
Like, he would that would be the trade-off.
But it would always be this like legend that like
l-
this guy comes rookie of the year and then gone.
But I just feel like he would be lost to lost to history in that way.
Yeah.
I can see both sides of it.
It's definitely, I can see the Grail part of it, but I still think Ovi should be above on this one. I think the Ovi reverse retro is more of a Grail than the Kaprizov reverse retro.
Well, stay tuned. I might put another poll up just to decide the two of those. But your clear-cut 2nd place for this category, most likely to become a Grail. Arizona Coyotes, 139 people voted for this. Any player, doesn't matter who, could be blank, but that is almost a certified Grail at this point.
Nice.
And then 1st place running away with it, 205 people voted. A Colorado Avalanche reverse retro McKinnon jersey.
Yeah.
How many do we have left?
One.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
One more category.
Oh shit.
And it's the big one. Best in Show. Did not get a lot of nominees for this. I'll spin through all of them real quick. In last place, 38 people voted for the Red Wings home jersey. In second to last place, because I don't want to do math, with 58 people voting, the Blackhawks home jersey. Next up the rung in the ladder is Minnesota Wild's home jersey. 67 people voted for that.
I really love that jersey, personally.
Now we are in our top 4. I can count that high. Montreal Canadiens home jersey is your 4th place winner. Your 3rd place winner, Calgary Flames away.
Ooh.
And then what do you guys want, first or second?
I want to see.
It's between Carolina Hurricanes warning flags and the Sabres away.
I want to know first, I think.
It's going to be the Carolina Hurricanes.
By a gigantic margin, almost 100 more votes.
Buffalo Road, then. Buffalo Road.
I'm saying Sabres.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Carolina.
Wow.
Every day of the week. That is
Really?
easy.
I think the Sabres
okay,
jersey is
but-
nicer. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree.
Definitely.
I like the Sabres,
But
I'm
I
a
would
homer,
also put
so-
A white jersey. A
Flames
white
jersey
jersey is
above
never going
all
to
of
beat
those.
that. I'm surprised the home. If the home was there, I could have seen it maybe, but I didn't have any hope for the white Buffalo Sabres. I don't think it's a good jersey, honestly.
Buffalo has a better
You're
away
wrong.
jersey than a home, I think.
I
No.
personally voted for the
Agreed.
Flames away to be the best, and I mean third is still really good, but like
Oh shit.
the Flames
Okay.
away is like it's a really nice jersey. It's perfect.
It was definitely a dogfight between Calgary and Buffalo at the end there. But Buffalo got 3 more votes than Calgary. That's how close it was.
Wow.
And Montreal got 3 less votes than Calgary. So
Wow.
I
they
don't
were
understand that
neck
one.
and neck.
I mean, I like the Habs jerseys. It's
Sunglasses.
just
Yes.
And then Carolina blew everyone out of the water.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that was the inaugural Superlative Awards for the NHL jerseys. So I just wanted to, as it's 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I love the deal
I
with
can
it.
hold this up.
Deal with it.
What do it look like?
I just really wanted to thank everybody for not only participating but joining in a Zoom call for what was this 3 hours now, almost 4 hours. This has been great.
4.5, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's long.
It's been well, we had a break, yeah,
Mhm.
but
True.
it's been a long time. But this has been so much fun. It was so much fun to put this together. I can't wait to do it next year. Maybe we do some fun like historical superlative awards going forward in the off seasons, but this will definitely be something that I do every year going forward. So I'm looking forward to some feedback. I'll be putting together like a yearbook spread of superlatives with images. I'll post that on the Reddit and I'll put that on the Discord as well, just to kind of showcase this and let everyone else see it. And that's the day that Dan, that's the day that the pocket's going to drop as well, right?
Sure, whatever.
it's gonna take a little while.
You're gonna
to
edit all
this
this
one.
down.
He's I don't think it's
Man.
happening tonight.
Holy cow, this was
No
great.
doubt.
I'm
I mean,
convinced
if there
that I
was an
couldn't do
award
this
for who drank the
drinking,
most, he
but
would.
had a little help.
Who wore the most jerseys? Who drank the most?
Dan.
I feel like
I mean, that's
definitely
not a-
drank the
Dan
most.
definitely drank the most.
I feel like I'm going to take the reward for most jersey swaps. I feel like
Yeah,
I
you
definitely-
did.
I think that's
feel
fair.
Like I definitely did.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for a great evening. It's always a pleasure. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks for sure for the next happy hour. And in between, we plan on doing a couple new episodes. So thank you for your participation. And thanks, Neil. Appreciate you. And thanks to all. If you want to give any shout outs before we like end the podcast, for sure, give them now.
Can we shout our own
Well,
projects out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Watch
quick.
Jersey Thursday and Nostalgia Ice. Yeah.
Nice.
I want to give a quick shout out to Zach, who dropped out. He was kind of my bouncing off ideas guy during this whole superlative award thing, and he's the one that kind of enabled the collection that you see behind me. So big shout outs to Zach, GuitarGuy93. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time with you guys, and I had a lot of laughs. So really
Yeah.
appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Neil, your cat is adorable, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So thank you so much, and have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Later,
Okay.
guys.
Take it easy.
See ya.